Feel Great Protocol.
About the law in war. Is there a body of law called the law of armed conflict?
There is such a body, Senator.
Is there a body of law that's called basic criminal law?
Yes, Senator.
Are there differences between those two bodies of law?
Yes, Senator.
From an American citizen's point of view, do your constitutional rights follow you? If you're in Paris, does the Fourth Amendment protect you as an American from your own government?
From your own government, yes.
Okay. So, if you're in Afghanistan, do your constitutional rights protect you against your own government?
If you're an American in Afghanistan, you have constitutional rights as against the U.S. government.
Is there a long-standing...
That's long settled law.
Isn't there also a long settled law that it goes back to the Eisentrager case? I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, Johnson versus Eisentrager.
Right. That American citizens who collaborate with the enemy have considered enemy combatants.
They can be. They can be. They're sometimes criminally prosecuted, sometimes treated in the military.
Well, let's talk about can be. I think
under Supreme Court precedent.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a Supreme Court decision that said that American citizens who collaborated with Nazi saboteurs were tried by the military. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I think a couple of them were executed.
Yeah.
So if anybody doubts, there's a long-standing...
Oh my, that was such a long time ago. And how is it going out there, my fellow world patriots? It is indeed Sunday, July 12th, 2026. And as you guys may or may not have noticed, this morning, we are down one senator, apparently. So the script is flying pretty crazily, and we are down one Lindsey Graham. So before we get too crazy, let's bring in Mr. MatrixQdeBreaker and then say hello to the chat and whatnot. What's going on, sir, today? How you? Did you get a nice wake-up call text this morning?
Oh, I sure did. Yeah. So I wake up to my phone going off before my alarms go off. And I'm like, what's going on? And when it was you text me, I'm like, all right, well, something must be up. And I see Lindsey Graham's dead. I'm like, well, I'm awake now. So yeah, I hopped up, went straight to my computer, started looking around to see what the heck was going on. So yeah, somewhat of a surprise for me specifically. We had a lot of dog comms on Friday with Fox News, and I saw some of them during the week, but what's weird is everybody connected them directly to Mitch McConnell. Of course we would. Right. So Friday, I said it on our show. I was like, all these dog comms, I was really pointing towards Mitch McConnell, but that's, of course, what everybody's going to think. And look what happens. It's Lindsey freaking Graham.
Yeah, I mean, at least that's what we're being told anyway. I mean, and I got a bunch of different stuff that we can go over about this as well. But of course, here was the infamous meeting with Brett Kavanaugh, where we talked about, and if anybody didn't hear it in the very, very beginning, talked about the what?
About the law in war.
The law in war, or you could say the law of war, right?
Law of war manual is what I'm taking a wild guess he's referring to right there.
Yeah, and some people, it could be charged by the military. Well, it can be. Well, let's talk about can be. I mean, I always found that to be super odd. And admittedly, historically, I've not watched a lot of these, a lot of the justice confirmations. But like that seemed a little out of line, and not like it was like off base, but it was just very weird. And I think it was like for us, of course, but. That was just very weird to hear a senator talk about, like, yeah, if you get, if you go against the United States of America, you can be basically charged by the military and killed. Essentially, is what they outlined right there, and I'm just like, whoa, that was pretty wild, bro.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, from all my stuff, I've always been saying that I thought Lindsey Graham would be important because he's a JAG officer, but I honestly didn't see the narrative bringing him up as just gone all of a sudden. So again, this takes me by surprise, even though it shouldn't. But I was again just like interesting timing is what I have to say about it. So because I know this too, is of course him and No Name were buddies. So. With that said, I did do one thing this morning I did find very interesting, as I went from McCain's death to Graham's death, and I did a calculation with it, and no, the drops didn't lead me anywhere special, but I will say the numbers that came to it were very interesting. I will say that much to it.
Is it in this one here?
No, I didn't put it out. It's just something I had done on the side. I have a whole bunch of stuff pulled up from me doing searches, but that's one right there I put up. So Lindsey Graham put out on his account that, of course, he's a target. He has a target on his head, and the word I point out with the second arrow, it says target. I was like, okay, so that's interesting. So I went into drops, and I, of course, find that Lindsey Graham and target are together. Chairman Graham, it's time. That's right there. It's time. It's timing. Senate was the target. So I just thought that was wild how those came together. So that's what I put out for it.
Well, too. I mean, that's for me. It's this part. I'm just thinking it's the 12th today, but there's nothing else that matches up with that as far as 7, right? Like 7, 12.
Right. And well, his death is technically 7/11. Technically.
Okay.
So that's what everybody's put out there. 7/11 on 7/11. So
because it's overnight. Okay.
Yeah. Apparently so. So they're even like Wikipedia, all the different pages say 7/11, not the 12th. So it's the 11th. So that's the other thing about it too. Is so think about this. July we're in right now. It's the 7th month. September is really the 7th month. They swapped them. They put July and August in, September, October. Sept equals 7, oct equals 8. So 9 and 10 really is 7 and 8. So he dies on September 11th in a weird way, if you want to be correct, the Sept 11. And when I think about it like that way, then it becomes more interesting because he also had a birthday, I think, the day before that too. So just the combo of things are very interesting. I haven't got to dig deep because, again, I literally woke up to your message a few hours ago, so I haven't dug deep. But the numbers are speaking to me as though it's weird. So,
what did that text say besides the link of Lindsey Graham dying?
Here, let me look. Actually, let's see what it said.
So keep in mind, it was a text. It was a text with accompanying Lindsey Graham dying.
Yeah, it said morning sunshine.
So
I was like, what
way to wake up.
Yep, that's literally how I woke up today.
So yeah, pretty interesting. But how you guys doing out there in the world? Where are y'all from? We got any far people, like far away from? Who's the furthest person from me on the East Coast? I'm wondering. You would have to be at the very least California, but then. You could go.
I have the Netherlands. I have the Netherlands in my chat already. I can tell you that much.
The Netherlands, yes.
The Netherlands.
Oh, dude, and all right. So, and just really quick, I won't do it all day because I know everybody's not the biggest fan of UFC, but if everybody heard about the, I'll just pull it up now because if anybody didn't see what happened last night, you guys will be like, well, I don't like UFC. Well, you might like this one. And I told you guys Conor was going to get, he would lose. And the end up result was Conor McGregor lost by TKO. So it's technically a knockout. It's a technical knockout. But here's the whole fight. 39 seconds. The fight comes out. And by the way, every other fight that was on this whole card was like I told you guys. One of the fights did go to the ground, but otherwise they were awesome fights the whole night. So this happening literally blew the night, but otherwise I think it was still a great event. But so here's Conor McGregor in a friggin' mohawk. He decides he's going to come out and start the fight with a weird jumping spin kick. And then when he lands, now keep in mind, he broke one leg. Here we go. He broke his left leg 5 years ago when he fought. You're going to see some really weirdness with this. So 5 years ago when he fought Dustin Poirier, he broke this leg pretty nastily. One of the worst breaks, I guess they said, in UFC history. And then he decides this fight to come out and fight Max, and watch when he lands this knee, you can see it like shifts. And he's like, but he got up and he kept fighting, and then he kept kind of like falling, and then Max was like, whatever, come on, let's go. And then, so basically they had to, he got up, and then he basically couldn't fight because he kept falling. He blew out his ACL. Now, dude, you know what's even more weird about this? This is so super strange. He fought Max 15 years ago, right? And in that fight, he was on the ground and he went to go make a pass. Like, say Max held his legs, one of his legs between his two legs, and you try to get from beyond that, and then you can get up and punch the guy in the face or elbow him in the face or whatever. And so he went to pass his legs through, and Max had him locked down pretty good. And in that fight, Conor also hurt his knee in that fight. So he hurt his knee in this fight now 15 years ago and 5 years ago. So, and then they're like, well, I mean, he even said, which was bad timing at the time, he's like, oh, let's get that money, we'll do a trilogy fight. And everybody in the crowd's like, boo, because they were super psyched to see him fight. But Paddy the Baddy came out and choked out the Special Forces French guy in about 35, 40 seconds. Choked him unconscious. Yeah.
I did see that too, actually. That's the other thing I did see. I saw that come through my feed, so...
Oh, yeah. So that's my UFC roundup. But how are you guys and gals in the chat out there?
They're from all over the place too, man. You called it out. Yeah,
I got a good one here, Matrix. Way Wardson says, this is on Rumble, says he died at 7-11 at 71. He says, my date of birth is 7/11/71. My brother's birthday is 7/17/71, I think it is. Maybe 72. I could be wrong. But my other brother's birthday is my birthday, 7 years younger, or some 7 years younger than he is. But
wow.
Yeah, so dude, yeah, 7/11 at 71. That's definitely some numerical numbers there for sure. That would make some sense. I see we got Wheezy in the house. So I'm checking out the Rumble and YouTube chat, and I'm gonna say hello to the Pilled chat as well in a couple of minutes. But how about this? We'll call out we'll call out 3 names each, and then go back and forth, so we're not hogging too much. So all right, Wheezy Girl, Elysiana, and Outlaw Patriot. Your turn.
What's a Hope Dealer? Elf Beast 117 Charlie 369.
Mickey on Pilled, and then St. Cosmic Dildo, and then GGB working it.
What's up, Ardor, Jamie K. Blair, and Destroying Their System, Sean's in the house.
Bean 269, Year of the Crash, Daddy, and then MZ Page.
Let's see, Snackums, Sunshine PSG, that's a hard one to say, and Mustard Tiger in the house.
Aha, and Bamlo, we'll get to that too. We'll see if he died on 7/11 or 12. But Bamlo, Tippers, Dad, and Just Sharon 7. Sharing.
Molly DG, Quick, Charlie Wilco 360 in the house.
Go the other way here. We got these ones. All right, I think I got Pilled pretty much. Mountain Lace. I already got GG there. Yeah. So Mr. Zo, TZO. And I think Mickey, I already got you over there. So okay, we're good on Pilled. So I'll say Beth D 551 on Rumble there as well to add to my third number.
All right, I got Chew, Rosie 0254, Casey Snowman 485 as well.
Chendrix 1776, Baldy Locks Awake, Real Chris Cockrell. Good to see all you guys so far.
And Bruce Lord Tabs 10. Make Karen great again. I love that name.
What is it? Karen? Was it Karen?
Yep. Make Karen great again.
I know. Anybody named Karen, that's a good person. Really got a raw deal there. Mocha0221. I did get Bean. I get that one. Michelle Michelle Roos. There we go. A Patriot chick. And I think I just did 3 there. Go ahead, buddy.
Not too Zatu, Cruiser Rating B, Bionic Bev. Welcome in.
And I'm going to say this name again only because they're drinking what I'm drinking. Year of the Crash Daddy says, hello, Spaceshot, drinking Unamate, which I am as well, and I'm sure
I am as well.
Yeah, there we go.
Absolutely.
Airman 66 CES. I got you. Cuda Girl, Cuda Girl 13, and then RDR CHRY. So Reader Cry, I don't know. Writer Coach.
Nice.
Writer Coach Roy. There he goes.
There you go. Yes, that's Writer Coach Roy. I know who that is. Shifty Shifts, Filter Dog 1, and Mr. Chu came in letting me know that Lindsey Graham equals 71 in reverse reduction gematria, and he also died at 71. Interesting. See what I mean by those numbers? Those numbers are really coming together in a very interesting way.
Yeah, and I think I got most, let me see, I think I got most of the folks on Rumble here. RIV508, Swamp Fuel, I did say the, all right, SJ Levine, 47. I think most of my Rumble's good there. I think.
My Rumble's on fire. What's going on, everybody? You guys are flying in the door. I can't keep up even inside the chat. Welcome in, everybody. And by the way, everybody, smack that red pill, smack that thumbs up, get us started off early in the show. Share us on out if you guys would. Every single week, you guys done a great job of getting us on the leaderboard. Let's keep it rolling. Smack that red pill, smack that thumbs up, everybody.
Yes, Chris Chow says, I'm drinking my Unamate too. Yes, and that means all these people that did will have lots of good energy soon. And dude, I conked out super early last night. I was probably going to play some video games with Hulk, and I was just too pooped to even get off my butt. I was just like, I'm done. And I went zonk. That's why I was up so early. I was up like 7 this morning, dude.
Yeah, when you text me, you normally aren't waking up till like 11 something on Sunday morning. So when you text me, I was like, hey, you must have been, something happened last night. Because you did the same as me, though. Last night I had some homemade gummies from my buddy Bong Hall. And let's just say he made them really, really strong. And I told myself I'm going to test them out. So I really tested them out by having a lot. And let's say I went to bed early last night, too. I was out at midnight, and I slept through the entire night. And the text you sent me was what woke me up. So I slept all the way through the night. I slept for 9 straight hours on those gummies last night.
Nice. Yeah, I was zonked. So I had my nice dinner, watched the UFC. I couldn't believe that with Connor's knee, but like I mentioned, there was a bunch of other great fights. I think did he put it in here? And dude, I got a really funny one for you. I gotta upload this one. I'm just gonna upload this with no context. I want to see if anybody in the chat gets what I want to use it for, and then specifically this show, and what we could use it for in the future, or anybody could use for. All right, I'll just have to say. I'm just gonna say no context upload. Here we go. Got a little bit of Hawaiian music to it. I think we do it like that. All right. Everybody's like, what the hell is this idiot talking about right now?
Oh, I'm waiting on it. I'm one of them right now. I'm waiting to see what we're seeing here. So.
Oh, well, when you do your decodes and they play the train thing, and it's like he's not suffering. He just has it. I think I found a good video too. I think I got a good video to go along with that, but it's the dude Haaland from what is he, Norway? I forget what the tall blonde dude that's like really good at soccer. He's on the red and blue team, I believe it is. I don't know, maybe somebody in the chat knows it better than me, but I just found one of the clips. It just looked like like he doesn't suffer, he just has it. He's like he's Mr. like the dude's like
the
a
best
problem.
soccer player in the world.
Yeah,
he's the best soccer player in the world. Yeah, and he looks retarded though.
He doesn't suffer. He just has it.
Yep. His autism comes in when he plays soccer. Dude is so good, it's stupid.
That's dude. Literally, when I saw this clip yesterday, I was like, "Yep, we got to get that for the Matrix train, the Matrix train deal." Oh my god!
By the way, I took the "I don't suffer, I just have it."
There you go.
I have the clip of just the "I don't suffer, I just have it" part where they laugh, no train at the end, and I have that built into my OBS now. All I got to do is click a button. You guys are about to see it on my end, but boop, and there he goes. No extras to it. He just, "I don't suffer, I just have it," and boop, it's gone. I added that into my show now myself. So every time I do crazy decodes, I throw that on now myself. So
that's what I'm gonna be adding to that video. I'll put some audio dubbing to it. But our buddy here, Awakened Outlaw, I always enjoy his posts, and he has so damn many of them. So if anybody wants to know, content is king. But little thing here, he says, since Lindsey Graham is gone, is in the news, perhaps it's a good time to revisit his questioning of Brett Kavanaugh. What I've always found super interesting about this line of questioning is why would Graham even go there, right? And that's kind of what we were talking about a little earlier. And for me, it was just like, wow. And I was like, gravy, right? When I saw this, I was like, yeah, that's for us. Like the whole way, even back then, I was like, 100% this is for us. So he... Awaken continues on and says, this is in no way, shape, or form a standard type inquiry. It's completely out of left field. In my honest opinion, it's almost as though the moment was being used to signal that something else was afoot. Something not only germane to that particular moment in time, but remains so to this very day. The questioning centers on Kavanaugh confirming there are two bodies of law, right? Because remember, we've been having folks out here talk about, Insurrection Act or what other people will call it, devolution of the government or whatever you want to call it, right? But like, does that even exist? And yeah, they have the Law of War manual. We've talked about it numerous times and we've referenced it numerous times. So this is what they were literally calling out in the Supreme Court hearing or his confirmation, which again was super weird. It's like, oh, there's two different kinds of laws, right? It's like, no, he wouldn't know that, right? It says, the point being made is that if you're an American citizen who collaborated with the enemy, you can be treated as an enemy combatant and therefore, you guessed it, tried by the military. And in this case, go ahead.
We brought it up earlier too. We're going to be putting with this conversation the same way that John McCain would have been taken care of, right? So, like, if you're going to bring it up like that, so treat as an enemy combatant, you have John McCain doing his stuff. So he was still able to be treated this way, regardless. So, okay, so we can put them in the same boat. I want to make sure I set that up for people out there that don't know about that too, because those two were like good buddies. So,
oh yeah, thick as thieves, and I think the key words on those are. Was it spider with some of them? I know. I remember one.
Spider web.
Yeah, it was spider web. And then that basically led us to see the pictures that I'm going to pull up right now, and then I will continue to read this, but I just want to let folks see what we're talking about. That some folks may have just not been there, may not remember, but
drop 1119 has the pick as the. Oh, okay, you got 90. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. This is one. That's good.
Yeah, we definitely have a few of these, but yeah. So here we got not flimsy. We got John McStain here, with meeting with all of these guys who ended up later being like, the leaders. Remember this guy, Soccer Moaz, and even the cameraman ended up being, these guys ended up being like the number one, number two, whatever. Really, really bad hombres, as President Trump would say. What'd you say? 11?
No, 1119. 3 ones and a 9.
Oh, like 9/11 backwards, huh?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm bringing this one up. But now, this is a fake photo. This is a fake photo. But my whole point to it is this was put out there. Look at what we have right now happening. So this is perfect setup for me. So Lindsey Graham dies on 7/11. 7/11, the gas station. 7/11, also referring to 9/11, the 711 books in the Bible that are missing. For those that know. Now, he dies on 7/11. July is actually supposed to be September because Sept equals 7. So he dies on September 11th or 7/11, right? Mm-hmm. Now, in the picture is two people, one of which is to the left, already been taken out. One in the center is the one that, quote unquote, with the narrative orchestrated what? 9/11. find that interesting. So here's where I did the math at. So let me go ahead and grab the screen now, and I'll bring the same picture up, and I'm going to show you guys what I did. I did something interesting that I find really weird.
You should be, all right, I think I just got to make you the co-host or something from now on. You should be good. I got to stop sharing. That's what it is. There we go.
All right, cool. Let's bring you back over. So here's the drops, what we're looking at right here. So here's the drop. I found it by doing gram drops. So I did 28 drops for gram. Not all of them are Lindsey Graham. Some of them are, like one right here is Laura Ingraham, but oddly enough, lower in the drop, they actually, I think they had Lindsey Graham as well. But regardless, that's how I started this search up, was just typing in Lindsey Graham. So a couple things real quick to point out. One would be there's an anniversary coming up. That anniversary is going to be the 27th anniversary of this guy's plane going down. 7/16 of 1999, JFK Jr.'s plane goes down. And on the 1st of this year, we had the new plane that looks exactly like his, with the color scheme, have his first flight. And for those that don't know, JFK Sr.'s Eternal Flame that was inside that Ode to America's 250 video by Heavy Pulp, there it is from the air. It's in the shape of a Q. So just a couple things to note, by the way. Now, with that said, what happened on 9/11, which of course is what we're referencing to for this here, plus the drop number is 11/19. So it's literally the date backwards, and you have both these guys in it. So what I did was I took the guy in the left, took his death date, and went to his death date and found something interesting. So first thing, coming back to this, I want to point something out and tell people out there that don't know this. For me personally, I had something crazy happen to me 10 years ago on 7/16. On 7/16, as in July 16th of 2016, my third eye got blown open, and my life got flipped upside down. For 7 whole days, my third eye was blown open until 7/22, in which I went from St. Louis and found myself in Nebraska and stayed there until 2020, at the end of 2021. That's how much my life flipped. I went 450 miles away to another state in that period. With that said, that date for me was also happened to be the 17th anniversary of this plane crash, literally. Look at where I ended up being at. Look at what I believe now. Weird how that connects, right? So this year on 7/16, it'll be my 10th anniversary for that happening. I put the calculation in for Lindsey Graham and for him. Look at what happened. So first off, for people to see, John McCain, August 25th of 2018. Lindsey Graham, July 11, 2026. I just put those 2 dates in. It's 2,877 days, but here's where it hit me. 7 years, 10 months, and 16 days. I see the 7/16 being representation of the delta for that coming up. 20 in what is it, 6 days? What are we in the 12? 4 days from now will be the 27th anniversary for the plane crash. Between the plane crash, which I'm talking about here so people don't get confused, this plane crash, JFK Jr.'s plane crash, and the 16th will be 27 years. Now, there's a weird connection with this plane crash and 9/11. Again, this is where this is all going to connect together. I'm going to kind of squirrel, but it's all going to connect perfectly for you guys. So when I see this connecting the way I do, you guys are out there going, well, that don't connect to what we're talking about. Watch how it does, though. So right now we're on a 10-year stretch. 2016 would be, of course, a big timing. We have in that year what I'm talking about on 7/5, Hillary Clinton email stuff. James Comey decided to say, we're not going to do anything with her anymore. 17 days later on 7/22, Julian Assange dropped a big thing of WikiLeaks stuff with that information. So that was a 17-day period. Inside that period, I had my third eye blown open, and the 17-year delta to the plane crash hits, all inside a 17-day period. Okay. Now, with that said, watch this weird thing. I'm going to take the plane crash and connect it to some other stuff now. Plane crash is 7/16 of 1999. All right, and I'm going to move forward to, okay, of all things in the world, how I connected this together is really creepy. But so to go directly to 9/11 is going to take you to the Q drops and tell you to watch out for airplanes. How so? Because 9/11 is going to be 788 days after this plane crash. 788. All right, so in the drops, when I do a 788 search, watch what happens. Gives me 2 drops. Drop 800 and drop 788. Oops, don't do that. Let me blow this up for you guys. This all goes back to airplanes, and it's going to lead back to 9/11, which is why I'm going to come back. Eventually, we'll end up back right here. Watch this, though. I got to bring this all around to a circle, because the airplane that we brought up right here that I'm using, the new one came up on the 1st of this month on 7/1. Lindsey Graham dies at 71 on 7/11. 10 days after, this plane shows up. You'll see the connections, trust me. Mm-hmm. So 788 days between the plane crash from Junior till 9/11. So let's check out this. Drop 800 tells us to protect 6/14/46 from 788. The hell does that mean? Well, 6/14/46 is Donald Trump's birthday, but protect him from 788. Okay, so let's go to drop 788 to see who we protect Trump from. Drop 788 is Trump. Trump and Trump. 3 Trumps from, Hillary Clinton. Well, let's go back to, okay, so we're protecting Trump from Clinton. What did Clinton do? Well, let's go to another drop. 1082 tells us POTUS JFK Jr. relationship. There's your plane crash. Who took his plane out? Hillary. So, protect Trump from Hillary, who took out his best friend's airplane. How did we get here? Because we used the airplane till 9/11, which is more airplanes. And they're telling us to protect Trump from an airplane and Hillary Clinton at the same exact time. Thoughts of the current president of the United States, it says there. It's going into the future, 10 years, because this here was October 15th of 2016 before the election. Now let me go back to my calculation I just gave you guys, which is over here. 7/16, referring to JFK Jr., not 10 months, but 10 years later, goes back to this drop. Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton that came up by what? 788. 788 between 2 plane crashes. Well, I know 9/11 wasn't real plane crashes, y'all, but it's the airplanes are the main subject, just so you guys know. Anyway, 7/16, you see it though? 7/16, 1999 is your plane crash, all this. Okay, so let me keep rolling now. Watch this. Now, how this connects though. So 788, right? Now I showed you what it connects to. Now let me bring this back around to a circle. I did a weird thing recently too with Michael Jackson. I went from the plane crash from JFK Jr., who I don't think is dead and who I think is Q, and I went to Michael Jackson's death date, who I also don't think is dead and who has Q on his Neverland Ranch, right? So watch this. Watch these numbers that pop up, everybody. And what else happened here is 7/16/99 is when the plane crash was. The 17th anniversary of Michael Jackson just happened. 6/25/2009 is when he died. So I'm using a death date of a guy I don't think's dead, plane crash, to a guy that I don't think's dead as well. And between their deaths, we had 9/11 happen. Calculate. It's 3,632 days, but it's also, let me blow this up bigger.
9/11.
9 years, 11 months, 9 days, or 119 months and 9 days, or 9/11/9/11/99.
That's crazy, dude.
So bringing it back around full circle is, what did we just use here? We used, again, 7/16. We connected it back to 2016, which is 10 years ago. Lindsey Graham died at 71. This plane came out on 7/1. He dies on 7/11, which is 9/11, because sept is 9. Coming back full circle to, again, let me blow this back down. The wrong one. That's this one. Back over here is where I mean. Boom. So now I have John McCain to Lindsey Graham's death connecting together with 7/16 and 10. There's your 10 years. And then again, between their deaths, what did we have happen quite literally? The airplane. 7/1 on 7/1. And what's 7/1 backwards? Number 17. Who's 17? Q. Who do I think is Q? JFK Jr. Right back full circle. All the numbers align with each other in a perfect circle.
Crazy. And all that weirdness with the plane this week too.
Thank you. That was my last piece of it. Was then you got to remember, what did he do this week? He went from the new Air Force One to the old Air Force One to the new Air Force One. And after that happens, Lindsey Graham died. Again, 10 days later, 7-1 to 7-11. All the numbers keep aligning. So what do I do with this? People are going to go, well, what does that all mean? It means there's a lot of weird things involved with this, 110%. And then the other piece I do got to point out this here, it's exactly 411 weeks between their deaths. There's a 411 connection as well. I saw somebody else was doing something on X, and they had somehow brought 411. That was a number I saw, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I saw that in my calculation, but I don't know how it is in there, but it's in there. Somebody else did something with it. I had 411 hit too.
411 information, right?
And now coming back around now, why did I do all that? Because look at how it connects now. This guy dies, all the 911s comboed with 711. Look at the picture together. This guy gets taken out. Every dog has its day. On Friday, I had all the dog comms that I thought was for Mitch McConnell. And here we are, and the 11th happens, and these three comboed together suddenly makes sense with all the weird stuff I just did.
Absolutely. Yeah, and for anybody that may be new, we noticed a little bit of a pattern of these politicians, or some politicians would go out there and post out some dog pictures. Remember, Mercer, I think, was Pompeo's dog's name or something like that, or one of their names. But they would just, oh, look, my dog biting a leash or something like that today.
Yes.
Like over and over and over again.
And here's the thing that I don't remember off the top of my head what exactly the dog comms were, but Faraday Friday. So we did my normal Fox show, like where we cover Fox all night long. Mm-hmm. And we had incredible comms. But I mentioned, I was like, wow, we're getting dog comms, but it makes me think Mitch McConnell. So we had dog comms. I almost need to go back and watch my own show on Friday just to see what we actually caught, because I think they were trying to tell us what was going to happen beforehand. And what's funny is now if he think about it. We got 30 days in advance for McCain, right? We need to go 30 days back from July 11th to June 11th and see what the hell we were given. I bet June 11th we were getting comms about this. Just a thought. Okay, go ahead.
It's very possible. I wouldn't doubt it. Is this the one? Yeah, let me see. This one I thought was weird. 2:15. Let me see. So, this is at 3:21 a.m. July 12th, from POTUS. Senator Lindsey Graham, one of the greatest people and senators I have ever known, is dead. He was always working and was a true American patriot. Lindsey will be greatly missed. Details and arrangements to follow. So sad. President Donald J. Trump. So, dude, I thought it was pretty interesting when I went to post 321, and imagine my surprise when I see what I see when I go there, which I'm, of course, going to show the folks here. So, very simply, 321, right? It's AM, so we don't add the 1200, so we're going straight up 321. And, well, wouldn't you know, two of my favorite posts are inside of this one. Post 1, 34 U.S. military. POTUS 1, 37 U.S. military. And, dude, I don't know about you, but when I see that, I went right to those two posts, specifically 34 and 37, which we know. We know them very well. So let's go with 34 quick here. You guys know this one very well, right? My fellow Americans, over the course of the next several days, you will undoubtedly realize we're taking back our great country, the land of free, from the evil tyrants to wish to do us harm, to destroy the last remaining refuge of shining light. On POTUS's order, we have initiated certain fail-safes that shall safeguard the public from the primary fallout which is slated to occur upon the arrest of Mr. Podesta, blah, blah, blah. So you guys remember this, and they talk about the EBS, Emergency Broadcast System, as well. And so I think the other one in there, let me just check my notes, was 37. Yes, 37. And, of course, says they are the true patriots, We will never forget. Let these coming days be remembered in our history as the time we fought to recapture the Republic from those evil bad actors who for so long have sacrificed the good people of this land for their own personal gain. Fight the good fight. Let justice be served. And yeah, and I know, Matrix, he posts, all the time at the middle of the night, but it just happened to be at 3, 2, 1 in the morning where we see these things here. So I thought it was pretty interesting.
Okay, so how you did is interesting. How you went 1 and 3, 4, 3, 7. What was the first number though before both of those? 1.
321. Oh yeah, 1.
All right. Yep. I'll bring this up on Friday. Trump said it. Now this is coming from Fox News. They had Trump say it, I think, 2 times. It was on the screen 2 different ways, and then the Fox people probably said it 5 times, which was number 1. So you see 134, 137, you use 34, you use 37. I had number 1 comms nonstop. Why don't we look at drop number 1 real quick, and then apply it to Lindsey Graham?
Oh, God. I hate when it does this. No, I don't want it to autofill. There we go. The Hillary Clinton will be arrested one.
Yeah, it's the very first drops. It's talking about Hillary Clinton being arrested. And, of course, it says being flagged effective 10:30 at 12:01 a.m. Well, 12:01 a.m., that, of course, flips over to the night. He posted at 3, 2, 1. I thought that's interesting. So just put a thought process to it. Mm-hmm. You didn't use 34, 37. I would use 1 because we know of a person, dying. So just that thought process goes, now we have an arrest as well on top of that. So that's even more interesting.
1, 1, 3,
there you go.
4.
There you go. Now you go 1, 1, 3, 4, 1, 1, 3, 7. 134, 137 already knows the Rothschild banks, but 134 you might want to check.
Oh, ask to confirm this, that, and the other. Can you double confirm?
Dude, look at but think about it. What did I just do? I just used the 17s. He was 71, died on 7/11. There's your 17 and 7/11 backwards, and you just got double 17s right there with what you're looking at.
And they're all over the place on this one.
So I'm saying.
So we'll see. Let's listen to. I think I got a clip or 2, maybe, or more.
Oh, wait. We still have to finish what Awakened Outlaw was saying, I think, don't we?
Oh, shit, we do. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I stopped you just under when you read number 2. I stopped you after that first paragraph, and we squirreled, so.
Right, yeah. And so we're talking about how you can be treated as an enemy combatant if you mess with our own country, if you plot against our country with an enemy. And in the Eisentrager case, according to the SCOTUS decision, a citizen loses certain constitutional rights that would otherwise allow them to be tried in the criminal justice system. Like your phone call, you're this, you're that. You just get thrown in, and those military tribunals are pretty cut and dry, and there's no BS allowed. Right. Johnson versus Eisentrager was a landmark 1950 Supreme Court decision ruling that non-resident enemy aliens captured and held outside of the United States do not have a constitutional right to seek a writ of habeas corpus in civilian courts. Why do you think Graham set out to bring this to the public's attention? That's a good question Awakened Outlaw gave us, and I will again defer to, specifically for us, so we could kind of also reference the point that they, right before this whole operation was let out, they updated the Law of Armed Conflict, or the Law of War Manual, right? The 2015-2016, they updated that thing as well. So
when he walked down the escalator, he walked down the escalator on 6/16. They updated on 6/12. His birthday was 6/14. He walked down the escalator 6/16 of 2015. That was a nice 3-day thing I know about right there in my head all the time. It's like, Law War Manual was 4 days before he walked down that escalator.
Just a coinky dink. Just a coinky dink. Let me see. I got all sorts of weird stuff to show you. Oh, I was just thinking too. This was even before even before I watched UFC last night. So I was thinking about what we essentially witnessed a couple of weeks ago on that beautiful presentation that was given to us with all the fireworks, this, that, and the other, right? And then I was like, wait, didn't they have something in the drops that was talking about like a parade that will never be forgotten? I'm like, did we already experience that like a couple of weeks ago? Because seemed like a parade I will never forget. I know that for sure.
Yep.
You know, and
Correct.
This doesn't mean that it has to be that date right there, but this parade, we never had a parade on 11/11/18 that I'm aware of. And then a parade that will never be.
Yes.
Did we?
I think that was supposed to be the Vietnam vets, not Vietnam vets. The 11/11/18 is is a reference back to World War One. On 11/11 at 11:18 or at 11 a.m. in 1918. That was the moment of silence for World War I's ending or whatever. But I think that was the 100-year anniversary they're referring to there. There was supposed to be a parade that day as well. But with that said, I think that, of course, like you're saying right now, refers to this year. And I have a weird calendar thing that I do that I have 2018 being 2026. So it kind of oddly lines up right now.
No, I believe so too. I'm trying to show something really quick. I think we may have showed this. World War One.
Plus the 11/11/18s are all over the drops. I actually use them in my Templar series and on other things too. But like if those all the 11/11/18 drops are interesting.
Yes.
A couple reasons why. 11/18 is the year the Templars were founded. And if you take those numbers and put the 111 at the end, 11/18/11 is the date Trump bought the rights to Truth Social as well. So a lot of stuff is built into this thing. It's retarded.
That's bananas. And, for folks out there that don't think that, let me see, does it show it on here? Oh,
welcome in, everybody. I'm trying to keep up inside my chats by saying hello to you guys, of course. So welcome in, everybody. Smack that red pill, smack that thumbs up. Hello, everybody. Welcome in.
We try to keep it current there.
I got squirreled really bad by doing that little decode thing, but I felt it was necessary. So,
all right, here it is. I think I found it. So I wasn't really planning on doing this. Let me go. You know what? I'm just gonna do it like this here.
While you're actually here, while you're grabbing that up too, I will say this for everybody out there, since I know we have both your crowd and my crowd here. If anybody on the Space Shot side didn't know about it, I did do another Templar episode yesterday as well. We had chapter 13 yesterday, and I think it was a real fun one. But I will say this: if you want to go check it out, leave those emotions at the door. It's a fun one.
Yes, I see a lot of people very much enjoy them those videos, but. Here we have Franz Ferdinand. Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated in 1914, widely cited as A1118. And it just happens to be the license plate there that has the license plate of 1111, A111118. And the bombing basically started that war. And the war ended on 111118. Not cute.
Hold up. I got to get a screenshot of that real quick. What?
See if I can get that for you a little bit bigger.
Oh, I got it. No, I got what I needed. I wanted to get what you had wrote inside the other thing, not just the picture. I got the picture too. It was the info. License plate of Franz Ferdinand's car. Oh my Lord, I did not know about this. What? Okay.
Largely cited, prophetically reads as, and it's more of the what do you call it? Truman Show stuff that we're dealing with here. But,
yeah, no kidding.
I do have I believe I got a couple of things from President Trump where he's talking about, let me see, talking about Lindsey Graham.
There you go. Nothing. Good.
Let me
I'm sorry, I'm reading chat out loud. Sorry.
Let me see. Hold on one second here. Somebody else died too? Let me see. I gotta check this out. Somebody else be dead? Be deaded?
By the way, World War I officially stopped at 11 a.m. on 11/11/1918. I almost had it almost perfect. Thank you, Risto73, for the $2 Rumble Rant to fix what I said. So what the moment of silence was in 2018, and the war ended at 11/11 was it 11/11 of 1918. Thank you for that. Fixing what I said. Thank you. That's what I like. I was close though. I was close.
All right, here we go. I got so many of these things, and I kind of mixed up the order of a couple of them, but here we go. I got back on track. Here we go.
Back on track.
Let's take a listen here. So this is pretty interesting, too. He said he didn't want to, he had a separate interview too, where he's talking about they're asking him, and he's basically saying like, "Yeah, I told you I didn't want to talk about anything other than Lindsey Graham today." Let's take a listen.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Coming strong was the Save America Act. He was really, and I think he was going to be there very, very strongly under filibuster. He was against terminating the filibuster, and I think he was doing that because he said we have a budget coming up and we have debt ceiling coming up, and the Democrats will, they're deranged in many ways, and they're not going to be able to do it. So he was coming aboard, I think, for the filibuster, terminating the filibuster. But before we did that, he was a strong advocate for Save America. And that's what he called me about last time. I mean, I think of it. I spoke to him he had already landed.
Keep this part in mind. And again, keep this part right here. He had just landed in mind when we talk about a couple of things we'll talk about in a few minutes.
Landed. He was probably at his place. I don't know where he was, but I spoke to him, and then I got a call a few hours later saying, late in the evening, at 2 o'clock in the morning, actually. But they found out about it, I think, about 8 o'clock, about his problem. But so it had to be something very quick because he was fine. Other than being tired, he was fine. He was really becoming strong.
So he was tired, but he was fine. As I texted you this morning, I told you it was too early for me. I said for this just yet. But essentially, we have people out there that are already going out with the idea that, oh, well, wait, was he killed when he was over there? So again, what President Trump said, and I'm just covering this all to be, basically covering all aspects of things that are being reported out there, is President Trump says he talked to him after he landed. All right. And then you have people out here today, this morning, and this is far from the only one as well. Did Russia just eliminate warmonger Lindsey Graham in Kiev? U.S. Senator who famously called killing Russians the best investment we ever made, died at 70, which I don't know if this is right, at a sudden illness right after his trip to Ukraine. 48-hour timeline to his death is too wild to ignore. He meets Zelensky and tours a hidden drone manufacturing facility in Kiev. Hours later, the Russian MOD launches a devastating missile attack, completely obliterating that exact factory. Simultaneously, Russian precision missiles leveled a high-profile hotel in Kiev packed with top NATO commanders where Graham was reportedly staying. Graham instantly, quote, dies suddenly right after returning home. He wanted to bring hellish sanctions to Russia, but it looks like he went straight to hell instead. This is a pro-Russian account. Did a Russian strike catch him in the drone factory or the NATO hotel, or did somebody in Washington send him there knowing the missiles were coming? So this could be, complete BS, but then you'd have to say President Trump was in on it saying, well, I talked to him and he just landed or whatever. You could even add in fake phone calls. I doubt that you're going to fake a phone call with the president, but who knows, dude? I'm open for anything, but what do you think the odds of this are? Because he did make a couple speeches yesterday in Ukraine, which I can pull up, where he didn't seem to be under the weather, but then they say he's a brief sickness or illness. I would have bought heart attack, a lot easier than anything. Then I would have bought heart attack faster than some sort of weird illness,
Well, I just came across something very interesting because of the video you played. So let me ask you this. So Trump said around, about 2 a.m., right? He got the call.
Yep.
7-11 would definitely be the date then because he said it was at around 8. So it's definitely 7-11. So
Correct.
okay, I can't ignore this. So so drop 204. Just pull up drop 204 for me. That way I don't got to pull the screen and do all this. This is interesting because he said tired, except he was tired. So I looked up tired and 204 comes up. So let me tell you what I see here. So what's up, Q? Please tell me life will get better. Growing tired, need hope. And it says we are winning bigly. But go up to the top of the drop. So it's 2:04. So it's close to 2 o'clock as far as if it was a time. The date is 11/22, which is the date that JFK was assassinated. And then when you read 2017 and 11 o'clock's the timestamp, 7/11 is sitting right there in front of us. 2017 at 11, 7/11 is right there. So I see JFK assassination date combo with the 7/11 and near the timestamp Trump said it. That's weird. And using the word tired as my search brought me here. And he said he seemed fine, just a little tired. That's an interesting combination of numbers I see. That's how I think.
Yeah, it's definitely odd. And again, this is just, just to show you that it's not some obscure account out there. There are a lot of different accounts, saying, oh, he visited the drone factory. They strike this and all of a sudden he's dead. And it's like, okay. So again, time will tell. I think the 24, 48-hour rule is probably better to be in effect right now. And I got some very interesting stuff here to go over because it's gonna get interesting. Oh, okay. Who was in the White House last week that President Trump was shining up and then was mentioning possibly like probably would have been a good Supreme Court justice. That was old Teddy Cruz, was it not? So here's apparently, here's apparently Lindsey Graham from the other day here, allegedly meeting with Zelensky. Here we go. Come on, 71 again here. At the very beginning here. And dude, is that even him? I mean, and then there's other ones I could pull up too that I do have to pull aside that we can compare what people are saying. Oh, it's Lindsey Graham 2.0 is gone now, and I'm like. Dude, he looks a little weird right there. I don't know, dude. His nose looks a little longer than normal for me.
All right, well, I love these type of conspiracies, and I don't shy away from them, so I'll just say this. I have no idea if we had ever seen 1.0, 2.0, or 3.0, but regardless, Lindsey Graham has exited stage left, so whichever 0.0 it is, he's now off the chessboard is what I see. But it's a matter of yes, the whole thing's weird. The timing of it, the stuff I'm seeing. Again, I literally woke up this morning to this, so everything I'm bringing up is just I don't know where it's going. But everything, as far as what I see so far already, speaks as this whole thing is one of two things. It seems like he's connected to McCain. So my thing is like tribunal type thing. But why is the narrative trying to say he was killed by somebody after being what I put out? When he put out that he was targeted. And then I see that was the target and has him put up to it. It's like, how are they going to roll with this? I don't know, but it's either going to be a narrative that he was, it's nothing, but he could have been killed, and or tribunal. One of those two things are probably it. And again, the 2.0, 3.0, I don't know.
Right.
Probably.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Where the rubber meets the road. When the Senate's back in session on Monday, Ted Cruz will chair the Rules Committee because of McConnell's absence. There are procedural moves he can make to advance the Save America Act. Is Cruz a one of us? We may find out, because I don't know about Turtle Boy. And did you hear, I covered it on one show, I'm sure you probably covered on one of your shows, that essentially it's the governor of the state was putting out an inquiry saying like, hey, we need to like get some proof of life essentially, which is, you never see that, or I've never seen it anyway, but I think they're wise to the gig, and there's a certain date coming up, right? If he's pronounced dead by, and there's no time for an election, then the governor has to appoint a person. Versus if there's time, then you can actually get him into the next election. But they'll do a special election either way for this guy and for Flimsy as well. Flimsy Graham. So I just thought it was interesting. I had it in my lineup as we're going here.
Wait, I have a question for you. Do you know about with Lindsey Graham dying? Is that going to be a state funeral?
Do senators get state funerals? I don't know.
I don't know either. That's a kind of maybe somebody in chat could answer that one. Because I truly have no idea. What do they do something special for this situation? And here's why I ask: because look what you have on your screen. Lindsey Graham just died, and look who we're looking at that we all expected to be the one to die. So, or if so, or do we get back to back here coming up? That'd be interesting.
All right, so it says no. U.S. senators do not receive official state funerals. Those are traditionally reserved for presidents, former presidents, and president-elects. Instead, sitting senators are honored with congressional protocols, which include flying Capitol flags at half-staff, formal Senate chamber tributes, and delegations of colleagues attending their home funerals. But this right here, what they're saying on rare occasions. If, President Trump, what he posted there, I'm very fond of, Lindsey Graham and great guy, blah, 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 says on rare occasions, distinguished senators may be granted the distinct honor of lying in state or lying in repose in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda or the Senate chamber so the public and government officials can pay their respects. So that's a possibility. I don't know about McConnell, but maybe Lindsey as far as President Trump is concerned. I don't know who gives the nod on that one, who says the yes, who says no.
I've never done deep dives on Lindsey, but since he was most likely what we looked at him as JAG, would that maybe I don't know what his ranks were and all that. So maybe, I don't know. I have a feeling you're right. Maybe he gets some kind of specialty here.
Interesting. I'm just reading a thank you here. Jules Patriot dropped a $2 Rumble rant, says pull up 2305, and I have done as such. And again, this one was always super weird to me. Talked about this in the past because they're talking about, first part of it, talking about the Internet Bill of Rights and whatnot, but they're also talking about John Perry Barlow, who was murdered in the drops, we were told heart attacks can be deadly. Then a couple something later, we're shown that John Perry Barlow was died of a heart attack. And then this post says Q suggests Barlow was murdered for his ability to influence through his activities and the Freedom of the Press Foundation. But again, if they knew he was going to die, okay, so here's a curveball for you. If they knew he was going to die, and he was a mentor to John F. Kennedy Jr., would they have let him just die? Or is he some dude that's off the playing field that they think he's off the playing field, but he really isn't? He was a mentor to Jr.
Very possible. Now, what I love, this is one of my favorite drops. This is one of the drops that comes up almost every single show I do for comms, because the end of it says, in the end, you'll be shocked to learn what you've essentially witnessed, I believe is this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see if this pulls up here. Here we go. It says John Perry Barlow, the Grateful Dead lyricist and internet activist, was a close friend, mentor, and confidant to John F. Kennedy Jr. Their relationship began in 1977 when Jackie at Onassis asked Barlow to host a young JFK Jr. on his family ranch in Wyoming. Over the next 2 decades, so 77 to 97, just 2 years before he wink dies. And look at this. Over the next 2 decades, the two maintain a tight-knit bond that involved frequent adventures, mentoring, and deep personal trust. Their unique relationship was characterized by several major points. Wyoming connection. Barlow augmented 17-year-old JFK Jr.'s ranch chores with rugged Western life, and in his later retellings, occasional LSD trips as a form of mentorship.
Okay, I like this guy even more.
Flight warning. Barlow gave JFK Jr. his early flying lessons, and shortly before the 1999 plane crash offered a haunting piece of advice. When you lose sight of the horizon, don't look for it. Investigators later determined spatial disorientation in the dark haze contributed to the fatal crash. Intimate confidant. So, yeah, I mean, close friend of JFK Jr.'s wife, Carolyn Bessette, even helping out at their intimate 1996 wedding. First people Kennedy confided in regarding all this stuff here is new to me. I knew that they were mentors, but geez, I didn't know he was like that close to him. And then he was a really intimate, close friend to his wife. That, oh, by the way, she died and missing, during that thing as well. So I mean, I don't know, dude. That is just too close, in my opinion, to let your friend die if you knew he was going to die, right? And so is he hiding off somewhere? You have to think the assets of the Onassis Kennedy family. You could certainly have a couple old islands to yourself and great technology and do whatever the hell you want, and nobody would ever see you.
Okay, interesting comment I have over here. What the frick? Okay. Sorry, I just got totally squirreled because of a comment I had. I'm screenshotting that one. That's interesting. So now I didn't know about this detail either about Barlow. All I knew was about the mentorship. I didn't know about all this, which tells me that, well, either one of two things. What would they let him be off the playing field like that, or is this like, did he actually get murdered? I don't know.
Yeah,
Don't know.
I got let me see, I have to go back and find it up top here because I'm getting more information here. Jules Patriot dropped another $10 Rumble rant and says it has No Name, then Lindsey Graham right after. So I'm kind of looking for that right here. No Name, John Perley Barlow, liability. Very lengthy article. Murder 187, Snowden's a liability. And he was talking about an Internet Bill of Rights or something like that. Oh. Simple. We made it public. Operation closed and clean. Coincidence post-drop. Coincidence no name exact 30. Coincidence Senator Graham activated. In the end, you'll be shocked to learn what you've essentially witnessed. Think NYC bomber fireworks hours prior. Interesting find, Jamie. I got to find the date on this one. But go ahead, sir.
October 1st, 2018. This is the 1 year delta to the Las Vegas shooting. Next up, pull up drop 4241 because I have a $2 Rumble rant from Charlie 369. Thank you. And says, appreciate the both of you, but drop 4241. I looked at it already. Nice. May 14, 2020. Look at this. No name death. Lindsey Graham. What are the odds?
Was against.
And what I do is, what the odds are earlier. What the first thing I did was I checked from these two guys. I didn't realize they were in the drops like this. No name's death, Lindsey Graham, and I used those two as their deaths and utilized that as my calculation. What? Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's definitely interesting. It says, after no-name death, Graham warms up to POTUS. In the last year, Graham, as head of Senate Judiciary, has not called or had hearings or investigations with the new Flynn-Obamagate revelations. Still nothing from Graham. Why? Is Graham deep state, rhino, or ops? Graham shoots down Trump's call for Obama testimony on Russia probe origins. Right?
Oh, my God. And since that brought us to this again, so the other one, Jake Giglio. Jake Giglio. Sure. He put in the chat, he said, Plattner had until 5 p.m. Monday to drop out and be replaced. Was that all states? Lindsey died on 7/11 at 71. He turned 71 2 days ago. Lindsey Graham Plattner.
Oh.
Whoa, I didn't put that together. Graham Plattner, Lindsey Graham. See, again, I just found out about Lindsey Graham a few hours ago. I hadn't put that together yet. Thank you, Jake. Holy crap, man.
Yes.
So Plattner, to me, Plattner is a planter, I think. He's a plant. So it is weird that his name is Graham. He drops out, and Graham bites the dust at the same time, basically. That's, whoa. Good call, Jake.
Let me see. I'm trying to find this post I looked at earlier. Senator Graham is dead. You're talking like 2.0 versus 1.0.
Yeah.
When No Name died, Lindsey was freed. Yeah, and that may have been a thing too, right? Because they had a lot of those. He was kind of following around No Name like a puppy dog, but I don't know. To the Graham call. Let's see. We got apparently Mario.
There's a Declaration of Independence of Cyberspace by John Perry Barlow on YouTube.
Yeah. That's the. Well, he was trying to get an Internet Bill of Rights written.
Okay. I didn't realize that was him doing that.
They claim. So this is TMZ claiming they show how late South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham being wheeled out of his residence on a stretcher while first responders perform first aid. So, yeah, you can't see. I mean, I can't even see. Is that his head right there? Is that hair? I think. That's right. I can't
Looks
really.
Like it.
That's probably the feet and be the head. That would be the bag. And, yeah, it's not much His hand up? Hand looks up.
Yeah, it looks like they're holding it up. They're holding it up.
Oh yeah, maybe he's holding it up. Yeah, that's possible. But yeah, that's a weird one. He's a goner one way or the other, or at least publicly now.
Well, don't forget when we saw Anne Hesh get put into one, she sat up out of nowhere from inside of a body bag. So we have no idea what we're seeing regardless. That's all I'm going to say. We're watching a movie. We have been watching a movie, and I will never stop saying we're watching a movie. So do we really know? No, but we're trying to play with it.
Looking predatory at Disney.
And thank you, Barb, by the way, for that info.
He's definitely. Oh wait, is this it? Yeah. So I've just seen a couple different posts. This is actually going back to 2025. This account posted this one. Yeah, 2025. And so again, I'm just having some fun with the pictures here. Let's take a look at the pictures. Dink. Is it just aging? I don't see a huge difference, but I do maybe with the mouth.
That's not. I don't. You know what?
I don't see any majors.
The teeth and the ears are the two things I first look at. 2019. That's 2020.
I mean, this could just be that you're younger here. You know what I mean? Versus here and versus a little older. I mean, you're going back 7-8 years.
Yeah, I don't see the big enough difference here, but I remember that the masks are really good too at the same time. So I don't see the good enough difference on this one. So,
all right, I'm gonna make a comment here, and I'm gonna let you respond to it. Okay, here's a post I saw earlier. Can't put it on the screen because then you'll see it. Okay, so and I did respond to this post. This is why I'm telling you. Okay. All right. So I did respond to this, and I'd like your response. Q said at the end of the movie, people would die of mysterious deaths.
What?
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, when the hell did he say that?
My response was, didn't recall that one. I had to recheck. Oh. Die, dead, and mysterious, dying mysteriously, 0 posts. And this is from an account that has 300,000 followers, 354,000 followers, bro.
Must be one of those. I puts out a lot of information that gets a lot of clicks, and doesn't matter what they put out then, because if that's what they're claiming is legit, do me a favor, show us, bro, because you heard my reaction. My face was, huh? What? I was like a confused dog. My head went sideways. What? I don't remember that.
Die of mysterious deaths. I'm like, really? Just mysterious deaths? I don't remember that one at all. So yeah. When I start seeing things like that, I start unfollowing.
I've had to start doing that. Yeah, I'm getting tired of seeing people claim so many things that are not true. And I only followed them, because of every once in a while, those people that put out the crazy info puts out something good. It's the only reason I follow some of those people. I get so tired of seeing the info. I'm like, why do I still follow them?
Exactly. And I've decided recently, like all the breaking now, and then I find out the video is old, I'm just getting rid of it, and I'm not following these folks anymore, because it's another step we don't need to be taking. You know what I mean? If they're out there genuinely, putting out false information, whether knowingly or not, I don't know which is worse. If they know that it's old and putting it out as new is probably worse. But if they don't even know it's old, they think it's new and they're putting it out, that's pretty bad too. But I don't know, dude. It's bad. Delta dropped the $2 Rumble for it. He says, so if your ad is on in the TV in the background of my premium study buddy stream, that means I get a cut, right? Nope, we take it all. We take it all. And Mr. G. Fonts says, imagine if we all got one of those $1,000 ETF that Boss has going to American children back into the 90s, and they all followed Pelosi's trades 100% of the time. Markets would have been exponentially higher. You think, right? We'd all be bazillionaires. And they're talking about doing that as well. They're talking about having an adult version of that. And so Matrix, my son being 15, I think you said your daughter's roughly the same age. I thought, Okay, it's only for newborns, and that $1,000 is only up to a certain age. But then they said there's other different benefits that you can actually get for there. But any kid from birth to 18 can actually open up one of these accounts, and then anybody can put money into the account for them. So essentially, they can start one of these accounts. They're not going to get the $1,000 if you're not a newborn, but you still can get the account and get that same sort of benefit, like to have the account rolling and start rolling the compound interest after many years. But will we need money?
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that. That actually is a really good idea.
Yeah, I thought it was only newborns, but I ended up looking it up, and it turns out that no, it can be anybody, but you don't get the extra money.
My daughter will be 15 in September, so she has 3+ years that she could do that. I didn't know. When I heard about the newborn stuff, I didn't dig deeper because I'm not a dad. I just heard it was like awesome for the newborns. I'm past it. I didn't realize that. So if that's the case, I need to do some of that then.
Really? Yeah, for sure. Now, I do have a pretty good one too, and this is just you'll see what I mean. So again, is this 1.0 Lindsey Graham? He actually did some pretty amazing things in his life. So as much as some people may like him and might not like him out there, check this out. Did you know that Lindsey Graham was only 21 years old when he lost both of his parents? And dude, look, check this out. Man, his parents must have been a lot older than him, huh?
Whoa.
And they had that, like, geez. Like, where did they have her when they were like 50? Probably pretty damn close, but
wow. He has some old ass parents. Holy crap, man.
Yeah, so he was 21 when he lost both of the parents. After his mother died of cancer and his father passed away from a heart attack about 15 months later, Lindsey was suddenly left to care for his 13-year-old sister Darlene while he was still a college student. He later legally adopted her so she could receive military benefits while he served in the Air Force. Whatever your politics, that's an extraordinary responsibility for someone so young to carry. Please say a prayer for his sister Darlene as she mourns the loss of her brother, who she described as kind of like a brother, a father, and a mother rolled into one. That's pretty cool, huh?
Well, I mean, it does make sense because we do hear he's a little got a broken wrist there. So.
Oh yeah, a little on the zesty side of things.
Yeah. So it would make sense. He's got that mother side in him, huh?
He's a little on the zesty side of things. You see
Lindsay.
President Trump? Oh, Lindsay. You see President Trump posted out booms the other day on True Social. I'm guessing you pretty much caught that too. Lots of booms.
I hear lately. It was one of our buddies apparently too. Apparently, one of the booms was connected to the "Here Comes the Boom" video. Somebody in my chat told me it was connected to Stormy and Abs. Like Abs, it was like something they had done. I can't remember what the heck they told me in my chat, but one of the booms he put out was attached to Abs.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I mean, dude, so many of these comms are coming out lately. I'm loving it. So let me pull this one up. I don't know which one I want to go to first because let me see. I want to make sure I got all the Lindsey Graham stuff out of there. That's done. Matrix show. All right, you know what? Let's touch on this for a second. Me and Hulk touched on it really quick yesterday, but did you hear about the whole deal with Apple and their lawsuit with ChatGPT that they're poaching their employees like really bad?
No.
So I asked Grok, and so I labeled this clip Apple lawsuit for dummies. So I basically had, give me a dummy thing here, right? So this is what they're doing, dude. This is so wild to me. Apple sued OpenAI for stealing secret info about building hardware on phones, right? OpenAI's hardware chief, a guy named Tang Tan, allegedly told people still at Apple, so this is the guy's hardware chief at OpenAI while he's recruiting people, telling people at Apple, bring real parts like batteries and circuit boards at your job interview so we can see them. One engineer kept his Apple laptop after quitting, found a bug that still let him log into Apple's secret cloud. He downloaded tons of confidential files, even messaged a friend, LOL, I can access it. They also tricked one of Apple's manufacturing partners into showing off a secret metal finishing trick. Apple caught it through their own logs. Now they're asking a judge to force OpenAI to return everything and stop using it right before OpenAI launches its own gadget and tries to go public. Over 400 ex-Apple people now work there. That's the drama in simple terms. So, dude, is that crazy? But here's the thing: through their own logs, they have basically all the chat logs back and forth. So, how are you going to deny it when they literally have the emails right here, haha, look, I can still access it, or hey, make sure to bring them show and tell. They're going to get sued to oblivion, dude. In my opinion, I mean. And then you got to worry about judges, dude. You know what I mean? You're going to have some serious protection of some of these judges because you got two heavy hitter companies that have a lot of assets. Maybe I've watched too many spy movies and whatnot, but, when it starts dealing with the hundreds of billions of dollars, I wouldn't doubt somebody dies somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's weird. Ooh. My brother Mile from Patriot Politics Research messaged me about Lindsey Graham, and that was a very interesting reminder. He says brief illness equals pneumonia-like symptoms, like how Kyle Busch recently suddenly died from a brief illness cold, which was pneumonia. Can't say the rest. Talking about AIDS. Yeah, and that is actually a true thing, right? Didn't a lot of the AIDS folks have they died from pneumonia, right? Because their immune system, the autoimmune system deficiency or autoimmune deficiency was the AIDS, AIDS never killed you. It's a simple infection would kill you because your immune system was too shitty. So
I didn't realize that it was pneumonia killing most of them, but yeah, wow.
Well, I mean, that's just a thing it could be. Mog Russian, MatrixQdeBreaker. Now, did you ever, I don't know if you ever went through this here. Oh, yeah, we did in the beginning, right? Chairman was the target, Senate was the target. Okay. Now, dude, I'm going to do a little bit of reading, but did you got a chance to listen to, read any of the debriefing guy on the couch's posts? Some of these are just crazy, dude. Crazy good.
I know for sure I saw a couple of them, but I don't know which ones you're referring to. So enlighten me.
Yeah. So I think it was Scotty actually posted out. It was you need to read this and then reread this one again slowly. And so kind of what he's been doing is the AI stuff, right? And he's been doing a lot of deep research, and then he understands as well how badly AI can mess up too. So he goes out and he rechecks the stuff, right? So I'll pull this one up here. So he rechecks, knowing because I can ask Grok or ChatGPT a simple question, and yesterday I had an issue with a stupid Microsoft login. Turns out I made an email address when I first set up this Xbox 12 years ago, and I put an additional character in my email, and it auto-logged the password, and I've been using it ever since, and I can access it on this Xbox, but I can't get to the password. And even though it has my phone number as a backup, if I want to change the password, it's telling me I can't do that. Just weird stuff. I don't know why I started talking about that, but anyways, Scotty Bear to Parade. So yes, this is from 2 days ago. Now, this he's done. Did you read the one where he was talking about how there was 22 trillion, I think it was, in recouped assets since 2018, 2019, 2017, maybe 16?
I think I did read that one. That sounds familiar. I think I did read that one.
Yeah, this is crazy. So I'm going to do some reading here, and this is definitely worth it. And I'm not going to read it super slow, like Scott said, but pay attention. Timelines, patterns, and the U.S. Treasury leading the way. Today, the Treasury Secretary said this about the Supreme Leader of Iran. Quote, he is hiding in seclusion while his regime crumbles. We will preserve these assets for the Iranian people. We will preserve these assets for the Iranian people. Oh, Matrix, he's just going to give the Iranians all this money and blah, 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 blah. All right, well, two things right off the bat. No, it's not going to happen like that. And two, the Supreme Leader of Iran. Who's the Supreme Leader of Iran right now? because as far as I can understand it, they just had a funeral for the supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khomeini, and guess who wasn't at his funeral? Yeah, his replacement, his son, the one that they say may be a little visiting Lindsey Graham on weekends, little limp-wristed, but they said maybe he broke a leg, lost a leg, a couple months ago. Well, all of the other Supreme Leader sons, it was reported by 2C TV, were all at that funeral, but yet they told him, wink, wink, no, it's too dangerous for you to come to this funeral. The other brothers, fine, but not him, right? So he didn't show up. So long story short, he's saying he's dead too, okay? So he's hiding in seclusion, will preserve the assets for the Iranian people. He says, then OFAC designated his personal money manager. Ali Ansari, Dubai-based, ran a global empire of real estate, commercial holdings across Germany, Luxembourg, Spain, the United Kingdom, Cyprus, and the UAE, all funneled through a shell company registered in St. Kitts, all for the benefit of the Supreme Leader's son, Mohammad Khomeini, and the IRGC. He built it by embezzling billions through Ayanda Bank, a bank he owned, issuing himself loans backed by the Central Bank of Iran until the Iranian government itself was forced to shut it down. While ordinary Iranians watched their currency collapse and inflation destroy their savings, Ansari was out buying European real estate with their money on behalf of the regime. Same action, 3 Iranian exchange houses designated, family-run operations moving billions annually for sanctioned Iranian banks through layers of shell companies across Hong Kong and the UAE. One exchange alone held, you guessed it, $117 million in foreign currency for sanctioned banks. Now step back and look at the last 6 months. January, Treasury sanctioned 2 UK-registered crypto front companies funneling the money for Iran. Now, guys and gals out there, just try to do a little bit of math and adding up all this stuff and all these people that are getting hit. So, Treasury sanctioned 2 UK-registered crypto front companies, and they were funneling money for Iran. April, $344 million in Central Bank of Iran crypto wallets frozen. June 2nd, 4 Iranian crypto exchanges sanctioned. 70% of all cryptocurrency moving through Iran shut down in one action. June 25th, $3.84 billion in flows between those sanctioned exchanges and CoinEx illuminated on the blockchain. June 28th, IRGC weapons procurement network sanctioned. July 1st, 134 ISIS-K cryptocurrency wallets frozen. Tether froze every Tron wallet within hours.
Well,
Tron.
Funny you did, that too. But there's your 134 you just said earlier too. I just want to point that out.
Oh yeah, 134, 137.
Yeah. There you go.
Interesting. Tether froze every Tron wallet within hours. July 7, U.S. military struck 80-plus Iranian targets. Full oil sanctions reimposed. July 8th, GLX revoked. The accommodation lane that had authorized certain Iranian oil transactions closed permanently. July 10th, today, or 2 days ago, guys and gals, Supreme Leader's personal financier designated, his global real estate empire exposed. 3 shadow exchange houses that move billions for sanctioned banks designated. Shell companies in Hong Kong and the UAE named. 9 steps, 6 months from peripheral crypto fronts to the Supreme Leader's personal money. Each step cut a deeper artery. Each step moved closer to the center. Crypto, front companies first, then central bank wallets, then the domestic exchanges, then the international pipeline, then the weapons procurement, then the terror financing, then the military targets, then the accommodations lane closed, and today the man who manages the Supreme Leader's personal fortune. This is not a sanctions program, that's a siege. Financial descaffolding followed by kinetic strikes followed by the targeting of the innermost financial circle. Every escape route sealed before the next door gets kicked in. And Bessett didn't say, we will freeze these assets. He said, we will preserve these assets for the Iranian people. That's not enforcement language, that's regime change language. He's telling the Iranian people that the money their leader stole is being held in trust for them, not for the regime. The pipes are made of glass, the money is visible, and Treasury just followed it all the way to the Supreme Leader's front door. He says, I am the guy on the couch and you've been debriefed. So very interesting stuff here, dude. Treasury targets key supreme leader, financier, and Iran's shadow exchange, July 10th, 2026. Following Iran's resumption of attacks on international shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. And from what I understand, I'm pretty sure I heard President Trump say it. He says, they wanted a ceasefire for a funeral, and then they hit a few boats in the or tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. I guess that's when we blew out that tower, essentially, that contacts all the people that are going in and out right after that. So Ali Ansari, that's like that comedian's name, Aziz Ansari, who oversees sprawling global network of assets benefiting Iran's leader Khamenei and other regime elites. Ansari has effectively institutionalized large-scale embezzlement within the Iranian regime, diverting publicly funded wealth into an extensive overseas portfolio of real estate and commercial holdings to enrich himself. Regime elites, including notable senior figures within the Supreme Leader's office and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. OFAC today also targeted key Iranian exchange houses that move billions of dollars annually on behalf of sanctioned banks from Iran, using layers of shell companies to obscure. The so-called Supreme Leader is hiding in seclusion while his regime crumbles, said Secretary of Treasury Besant. Treasury will continue using every tool at its disposal to isolate him and other regime elites from the global financial system. We will preserve these assets for the Iranian people. Today's action is being taken pursuant to Executive Order 13901, which targets persons operating in Iran's financial and petroleum sectors. Also, Executive Order 13876, which focuses on the Supreme Leader of Iran and his affiliates, and the Counterterrorism Authority, and then another Executive Order 13224. These designations build on a series of OFAC actions targeting Iranian shadow banking and currency exchange house networks. Okay. So, dude, it sounds like they're hitting them from every angle, bro, right? Like, absolutely every angle.
Real quick. So, at the very beginning, when you said Ali Ansari, you said something about Aziz Ansari or whatever?
Yeah, he's a comedian.
Did you? I know. So check this out. You said that, and then my thing lit up over here almost at the same time. So check this out. G Fontes 119, thank you for the $1 Hollow Rumble Rant. Says, I wonder if there's any relation of the Iranian bank hustler to comedian Aziz Ansari from South Carolina, Anchor Baby, possibly, despite publicly claiming he's of Indian descent. He did sell out MSG in New York City. Thank you, G Fontes. You did that the second he said, Spaceshot said that, and then you must have been writing at the same time, and it lit up. So that was crazy. Thank you, good sir. But that's funny. What?
Yeah, American actor, comedian of South Asian heritage, born in Columbia, South Carolina, to Tamil Muslim parents from India. That's exactly what I thought. Maybe I'm just a racist or something. I don't know. All the names.
I don't really. He sounds familiar, but I really don't think I even know really who he is. So whatever. But yeah, I wouldn't have known that. So.
Ooh, check this one out. Ding ding, that's even a good one. Wait, how come it's not showing me the same thing over here? Oh, okay, I know why. Fred Bastia said, I've tested his craziest theories against the top AI models, and they have proven out. So, dude, he's had a lot of these videos, and you guys should be following this. I'll drop his account here for you if I do it like this. Drop it for you in your chat as well, sir. Yeah, you know what? I'll put it in the Zoom chat here in the middle. You want to share that to your folks, just to share that out to the ladies and gents out there, and get that information out to folks. So here we go, YouTube and Rumble, Bing, and then over to Zepiled.
Pilled and Rumble, both sides got it. Boom.
Yes, sir. Let's see, dude. I think it might be time. I don't know if I'll have any more viewers than we have right now. Might be time for a Rumble commercial.
Give me a sec. Let me double check mine. Ba-doop. Yep, I can. Let me see if it's there, though, because I did do one yesterday. So let me do a full refresh here and see if it's going to show up. It was worth it. Trust me.
It was worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't have one of the goodies, so I'll just go ahead and so whenever you're ready, it'll be still the same thing though. So
All right, so I'll mute so I don't interrupt you.
no, it's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you want me to read it? It's the same thing. It's just
No, I thought you said you couldn't. Okay, no, we're good. I just
no,
thought you said you couldn't.
I can.
Okay, I got
Nope,
you.
I can.
Ready? All right, Rumble Wallet clicking and clicking. There we go. Ready to rock and roll?
Yep.
All right, why is it not showing up on my thing here? Hold on. Where is my... Hold on, it's not popping up.
Mine's running, so.
Yeah, no, we're good to go. Yes, that's why I think it's above that. There we go. Okay. That has to be on the screen or else they won't hook it up. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we hear a lot about crypto, but here's the part most people miss. Crypto was created so you could actually own and control your own money. And after the 2008 financial crisis, Bitcoin was designed as an alternative to banks. So instead of a bank holding your money, delaying your transfers, or limiting your access, you're the one in control. And if you ever had to wait for a transfer to clear, you felt that problem too. Now fast forward to today. Everybody's heard of crypto, but getting started still feels complicated. And that's exactly why I use Rumble Wallet. It takes all that complexity and makes it simple. Choose what you want: Bitcoin, dollar-backed stablecoins, or even digital gold backed by real gold. No complicated setup. It connects with MoonPay, so you can use your credit card, debit card, or bank and be up and running in minutes. And once you're set up, you can even support your favorite Rumble creators like Matrix and me directly. So do this now. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description and download Rumble Wallet. And from there, you can set up your wallet, tap buy, and you're in the game. And in just a few minutes, you can go from hearing about crypto to actually owning some. Boom. I wonder if they find that funny.
Yep.
If they still do listen and check those every time. Like, how come this dude says boom every time the commercial is done?
I think it's AI that reads it, honestly.
Dude, did you ever hear the one that Tron did, dude? It was, and it wasn't even him. It was Mr. Swickley who made that awesome intro that we play in the beginning of this show. He made like a parody of one of the ones Tron read, and he made him sound like this and like super stoned and slow, and he was saying the most ridiculous things, and it wasn't even on script of like what the ad was supposed to be, and it got okayed.
Wow.
It was like a funny parody. And I reached out to Swickley a few weeks ago. He goes, "Oh, I think I removed it off the website." He goes, "I'll find it." I'm like, "Nah, don't worry about it. You don't need to re-upload it for that." I'm like, figure if he had it, we could play it. Because it was just, it was like a Joe Dirt thing. It was like, come on, man. Like, it was super funny. Yeah, super duper funny.
She's got another add-on for Lindsey Graham as well. Another 9/11 reference for you. Lindsey was born on the 9th and died on the 11th. Not you're sure if you said or not. Thank you, Chris Cochran, for the $1 Rumble rant for that. But wow, no, I didn't think of it that way. You're right. There's another one there. And a guy brought my 9/11s into it. So you just added another one to it. Yeah, wow. Good stuff. Holy crap, man. I told you there's a lot of weird 9/11 combos to it. So weird. I keep seeing them.
All American flags. I'm gonna pop this up here really quick, and we're gonna say hello to the chat for a few seconds, and just so folks know too, I don't know if it's Colton Kaysen or both of them are going to be visiting us next week, but they're going to pop on from Unicity for maybe a half hour or so, half hour of the 4-hour show, and they're going to answer any questions that may be asked as well. But dude, like I can't say, I can't say enough good things, and I have not had a person that said, "Hey, you know what, this is crap and I don't like it," or I've not had one negative comment, dude. Like, I'm very surprised. I'm very, very surprised, because usually you would think like at least something would be like, "Yeah, no, this isn't for me. No, thank you." Very weird. But again, dude, it's simple if you follow it. Right? If you stay on the path that you're on. And remember, I've talked about a couple of hiccups that I had, eating the same type of food, but then thinking I'm eating the same type of food, but eating something that was much more higher calorie for a couple of weeks and not gaining the same, weight loss for that week or whatever. And I was like, oh wait, because you weren't eating sorbet, you were eating like straight up ice cream with 1,300 calorie tub of it rather than a 300 calorie tub. So yeah, but that's my only hiccups were that, and that was my own stupidity. But let's see what the
I had one for sure, and I think a couple people that didn't give it any opportunity. They didn't. I didn't like the taste of it. All right, well. That didn't give it any opportunity, but that's the only negative I've had. Anybody that actually has given it an opportunity, I've gotten 100% rave reviews for it. So,
wow, yeah, no negative. I'm just reading somebody in the chat here. Somebody's talking about money. You better get my money by noon tomorrow. I'm like, wait, what is this? Billy, who are we talking to over there in the YouTube chat? There, Space Ace. Interesting. I don't even know. But yes, we will always say hello to the folks out there in the chat. And I agree with one of these posts. Trump derangement syndrome, Devin907 saying Trump derangement syndrome is everywhere. It is. It's super crazy. It's everywhere. Like, so is Space A17 like one of these anti-Trumpers that's in here? Because I'd love to answer. I'd love to have them answer some questions. Dude, there's so many of these anti-Trump idiots that go on like YouTube and do these live streams all day. And they just constantly are putting out just nonsense, dude. Like, remember that tip line with the FBI that, anybody could have called up and added anything. And the one specific girl was Katie Johnson, right? And they were like, oh, this guy's like, no, the FBI found her credible. They found her credible enough that they kept questioning her. Simple chat GPT. Is there any emails or any correspondence that says the FBI found Katie Johnson credible? Nope, there's nothing publicly available. And it's just like, dude, this is why some of these folks have such Trump derangement syndrome, is because these idiots can't do level 1 research, and all they're doing is, oh, look, I just saw this on CNN. Hey, Matrix, I just saw Trump's a bad guy on CNN. Pass it on. And then Matrix takes it and passes it on. But this is what the libtards are doing. They're not doing level 1 research, and they're just like, oh, Trump's removing all these citizens from our country. It's like, dude, he's out there removing illegal aliens, right? And they're like, oh, they're removing Americans. Since when are illegal aliens Americans? And they just make the worst example of him, dude. It's beyond ridiculous at this point. And I think we need a major. We're probably going to get something major as far as like a earth-shattering kaboom that needs to help wake up these folks. But I don't know what that's going to be. Is it going to be an act of God, or is it going to be an act of exposure of fraud? I don't know. What are your guesses?
Well, a lot of the people that have that derangement syndrome is caused by, like you said, here's the thing. People that go on YouTube and do all that stuff, it's funny how they're allowed to say whatever they want, lie all they want, but you get online and say too many things about Q, you're gone, which is why I'll never be on YouTube making videos. So YouTube's gone to shit, and those idiots out there doing that, it's funny how they're allowed to, though. That's what's annoying. That's why they say be careful who you follow. Yeah,
it's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Same person who thought there was World War XI doesn't know this basic fact of economics. Linda McMahon lets Ilhan Omar fall into her trap, then teaches her a brutal lesson. This is a masterclass. This can't be new, is it? But President Trump's posting it out as new.
I don't know.
That's weird. Oh, God. You know what? Matrix, let me either I can let this play for about a minute while I run downstairs and top off my unamate, or you can talk with the folks. What would you choose? It'll be about a minute and a half round trip. I'm gonna play. Have you seen this before? Because I have not seen this.
I don't get on Trump's page every day. I don't keep up with Trump's tweets or truths. So yeah.
How dare you?
But like, how dare you? Yeah. I'm getting used to having. I'm actually getting used to having not Fox News 5 days a week too. That's the whole thing. So I will be getting back to checking on Trump stuff, but like I'm not keeping up with Trump. So no, I haven't seen this.
All right, let's see. All right, I'll let this play for about a minute or so, and like I said, I'm just filling up the water and grabbing a packet, and I'll shake it on the way back. Shaky, shaky. Yeah, we'll put some volume to it first.
We'll lower those costs.
I don't think that is how it works.
That's exactly how it works.
That is not how it works.
It is
your specific job
It is supply.
Sorry to belabor this. I know so many people on both sides of the aisle have asked you about the department's decision to remove nursing, teaching, social work, and other critical occupations from the definition of professional degrees and capping their ability to receive federal loans. I know that in my home state of Minnesota, we're expecting to face a shortage of 30,000 nurses in the next 4 years. And I know that your home state of North Carolina, it is expected to see a shortage of 13,000. Our nurses obviously are limited in their capacity, they're overworked, and they're worried. So I know you said the decision is final, but I'm just trying to figure out if you can answer, why did you move forward with an action that you know is going to be creating a problem or worsening a problem that already exists?
Well, first of all, let me correct one thing. We did not remove any of these professions from a professional category. They were never characterized in the law, in the statute, as a professional category. So as these caps were put into place, and many professions were then being reviewed as to what constituted a professional category, guided by the definition of a professional degree from Congress. So that was the overview that we looked at as we were writing this new rulemaking, with the overall goal of putting caps in place that are going to reduce the cost of college.
How is that happening?
Well, I have a couple of articles here already that there are colleges.
What do they say?
They are saying that they are looking at reducing the cost of their graduate program.
I know, but looking is not addressing the problem that we're currently seeing. What I am asking you is that you've made a decision that is currently making the problem worse.
That is not correct. Let me push back on that.
Are you saying the numbers in Minnesota that we're seeing or in North Carolina are not real?
Well, what I'm saying to you is there are shortages in those states, primarily in the undergraduate nursing program, which is not affected by this new rule and this new cap. Undergraduate programs are not affected at all by this cap.
But
These are only graduate programs, so the shortage is not a result of this cap being put on. The shortage of nursing is that we don't have enough applicants into the nursing programs that are coming through our universities.
Whoops.
Wow. No, I definitely had not seen that.
Why does she always talk like that?
She's just, acting.
Oh, dude, it's wild.
As that. She adds the.
Somebody pull that thing off her damn head. I want to see it.
She's bald.
Don't doubt it. I don't doubt that she is very much.
She probably has hair that's like Vivek Ramaswamy with his big old forehead that sticks through his little hair he has right there.
Oh, dude, it's bad. It's so and she seems to be worried about South Carolina and Minnesota now. I mean, dude, I'm just loving the amount of fraud that we're seeing. And if we kind of go back really quickly to that article I was reading from the debriefing, right? With all the assets that they're freezing, say the Treasury are freezing out there, with these different countries, I think there's a major shift going to happen once all of this money, because remember, like, they've already been giving this money out for years and decades, right? And so we're talking hundreds of billions of dollars at the end of the day. And maybe they'll recoup some of that, right? Like maybe they'll arrest some people and get some holdings. And as we've seen, the briefing said there was over $20 trillion of crypto and other assets that were taken from the treasuries. But then you lump that in and add that with all the different frauds that are going on through, USAID. And I'm sure there's some crossover for that too as well. But all the different frauds from all of our different states that are adding up, right? Once we're not footing that bill, and then we can get maybe some relief on the national debt, maybe like it's paid off. And I don't know, did me and you ever get to touch on that week? that Joe Lang post about the eagle being on the White House, even though it was like an AI image, and what that may have represented? We touched that last week. I don't know if we got a chance to.
I think we actually did.
So
about 100%.
So the idea that maybe, right, he's posting that as an homage to essentially the fact that we as a country have paid off our national debt.
Yes, we did. Yeah. And I think that's okay. Again, this whole thing, it's all narrative driven. So it's put it like this. What are we seeing right now is everything is regime change. We were told about regime change way back in 2018 in the drops. The only drop that has regime change is Iran, literally. So again, I think we're just seeing it all play out. I think a lot of the stuff's already done and happened too. We've paid our debt off. I remember back in 2020, the banks had those, till March 30th or 31st to show they had the assets to back what they claimed they did. And here we are 6 years later, and we're just now rehearing about that stuff again, right? So again, I think a lot of stuff's been done. So yeah, I think that's been paid off. And now we're actually seeing the stuff play out as we work our way back towards the gold standard as well. And yes, the gold eagle you just had on the screen too. I didn't say anything, but yeah, then you have the gold eagle situation, which is paid off, which you can go ahead and show that.
Yeah, I'm over here muted. Yeah, so I guess that used to be a thing to show that you paid your house off back in the day, and cool little image on the White House. But again, once we're not footing the bill for all that fraud that we're seeing here in all these different states, the SNAP benefits and this, that, and the other, like insurance frauds and let's just say assistance, I guess we can call it assistance fraud because it's everywhere, and then the medical fraud, and then add that with all the, worldwide stuff, it's going to be a whole new world. And, inflation should go right down the toilet, I would think. Again, I'm not an economist, but you would think if we're not spending all of our money and just giving it away frivolously to people that don't deserve it and not doing anything good with that money, and then as a result, because we're so far in debt, we need to keep printing money, I think that need to print money slows down. And I honestly think they've already probably merged it into a different system, parallel economy. Again, those are for folks that are more financially sound than me. Again, I can't tell you about this one, Matrix or not. This is just being sent in. So something is happening right now. President Trump made an urgent, unscheduled return to the White House. So let me see what the timing is on here. So this is 1:40. This is an hour and essentially 2:50. It's about an hour and 20 minutes ago. Yeah. Yeah. So just rush back to the White House. Intelligence official ordered to be present immediately. Everybody's worried. So I don't know if they're, whatever, but this person is saying that Trump made an urgent, unscheduled return to the White House, and intelligence officials were ordered to be present immediately after reports of an emergency situation began circulating. Details have not been confirmed, but the speed of the response and the level of officials being called in is not something that happens over minor development. Comes at the most active moments of the entire administration. Iran and the U.S. are effectively exchanging strikes, and assassination plots against the president have been confirmed by Israeli intelligence, and the Strait of Hormuz situation is still unresolved. So, again, I can't tell you guys 100%. I mean, the only thing I can say is we can look maybe to see ordered to White House. Let's see if anything like that comes up on Twitter. Because if so, it would, I would think. Let's see.
Well, don't forget tomorrow's the Butler assassination attempt anniversary. So.
Oh shit! Right.
Just want to throw that out there. So.
Oh my God.
You never know. And Cruiser 8 threw something else into I have not seen. It says MQ. Thank you for the $10 Rumble grant. It says MQB. Did you see the Lego animation video on X supposedly released by Iran depicting Lindsey Graham's death? It's 107 or 1 minute and 7 seconds long. Look for the Lindsey Lego. No, I don't know anything about that. But what? It sounds like something freaking the White Hats Forepog made. But interesting. I will have to go look for that though. Holy crap, man. Yeah, I found out about Lindsay's death when I woke up. I did my thing. I was watching some Tron, and then we went live. So I've had no time to look at anything right now. But yeah, I'll have to go check that out too. That's very interesting.
Oh, you will not have to go anywhere, sir.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know anything. I don't even know what he's talking about. I didn't know I knew about some Lego videos that were put out. But I heard about them. I didn't go watching them. This. Man, I saw minute 7.
Ask and thou shalt receive. Minute 7, minute 6. Maybe this person clipped out the ass end of it. Let's see. Explosive media, General McNews. So, I mean, it's possible they clipped out the last second of it. Very possible. I mean, anything's possible at this point.
The only thing though is it came out today. It didn't come out before he died. So,
yeah.
KT. I see the KT up there too. Funny. Knights Templar.
KT. I don't know who made this, but let's see. Speak. So loud now. Shit. Jeez, that need to be that loud? Yeah, I don't think we need the music. Dun 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 dun. Oh no! This is supposed to be the death. Darth Vader killed him. So I hate when people do this and put stupid music into it. Dun, 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 dun. Is he awake? Monica.
Monica from Friends.
Think Friends. Lindsay.
Who's Laura?
Oh, Laura Trump?
Yeah.
Or isn't it Lara? Isn't it Lara Trump? Not Laura.
Right? Lara. Yeah, it's not. KT. Whoa, Knights Templar. What's KT? Who's KT in this situation? Killed Trump. That's right.
KT McFarland.
Forgot. Yeah, I forgot because whenever on Friday when I was doing the comms, they had the Kill Trump stuff, and I said it was funny because they had it in red, black, and white, and that's Templar colors, and KT Knights Templar, and of course me being that Q is Kennedy, KT Kennedy and Trump Knights Templar. There it is again. So KT Knights Templar. No matter how I look at it.
Oh, okay. Let me see. See some. Why are we talking about Larry Loomer?
Yeah, KT McFarland, they said. So yeah, apparently that's who actually made it. So
let's see if her little connections got anybody in here. I'm just trying to look at anybody that usually posts out. Trump administration needs to flatten Iran. Enough's enough. Oh God, geez, I would have never thought that would be her stance. Wait, hold on. So you want us to turn him into a parking lot, right? Is that what you're saying? Exactly. You weren't very clear about this for the last many years. You psychopath.
Right.
Spoke with President Trump, briefing him on the trip. And she's talking about threats against the IRGC. So yeah, I'm just trying to look like, all right, who else would have any inside? This guy was talking. Chad Caton, I think. Yeah, he was posting some stuff earlier. So maybe he's got something. We'll see if there's anything. 8 hours ago. Lindsay and I were never kind to one another. That being said, Anna Kasparian is just as vile as Tim Walz pardoning a pedo and doubling down on his deportation. Good riddance. I mean, I don't know. And this is the post I was reading earlier. So this is what they're saying. And did you know that I didn't know that Nancy Mace, was not in good standing with Trump. Maybe it's because of the UFO stuff or other stuff. I don't know. But so this guy is saying, and this is hours and hours ago. This is 5:30 this morning. So he says, okay, I'm going to give you what I can from South Carolina. Lots of crazy stuff right now. Talked to a former staff member. Early word is a massive heart attack. Had blood pressure issues since his 40s, I'm told. Behind the scenes politically in South Carolina is bedlam. I've been on the phone all night. Lots of names are being thrown around in circles. I've not talked to these people personally. Mark Lynch, who ran against Lindsay. Nancy Mace. John Warren ran for governor in 24. Andre Bauer, former lieutenant governor. Lieutenant Governor currently Pam Evett, who just lost to AG to replace McMaster as governor. I'm sure more will come out. Those Gov and Trump like for appointment. Bauer, Evett, Mace. These are guesses. I'm sure Trump will have a huge say as to who McMaster appoints. Governor McMaster will appoint the seat and then special election for a new primary and then a general election. Timetable will be set by the governor after mourning has taken place, but no real timetable because we're over 100 before general elections, over 100 days before general election. However, even as someone is appointed, a special election primary will still take place, as will a special general election. These are the real early discussions in South Carolina because all of you will wake up to crazy shit. Again, this is from convos had tonight and what's being thrown around. Regardless, we should pray for Lindsay's family and staff and supporters. So, wow. What do you think? Who should be, we got any South Carolinians in here? And please, if so, just put, SC here and then say who you think you would like to be replacing him. What do you think, brother?
So you want to hear... I have no idea, but I will say something that's really weird.
Of course you will.
So I was going through my screenshots from Friday night, and so I knew there was dog comms. There was dog comms I think were more spoken than shown, so I only had one picture at all that had a dog in it. But as I'm going through them, hang on, where is it? They had some South Carolina stuff come up on Friday. I find it weird because he's from South Carolina. So I'm just wondering what it was they said on Friday night to me that was about, here we go. What was it? They started our entire show. Wow, I have the timestamp at 11:18 too. You got to be kidding me.
Really?
9/11 audio reveals lead up to the South Carolina teen takeover. So they were talking about the 9/11 calls from the teen takeover, but it was, of all things, South Carolina. And now here we are 3 days later, and he's from South Carolina. They had Bedlam in South Carolina. That's where the cop got beat up and whatnot.
And we're getting a lot of that, unfortunately. Bedlam with kids running around like nightmares, essentially.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, just interesting that I just realized that South Carolina was in the stuff on Friday, and now here we are, and all right. Don't know what to do with that, but I guess that's part of the dog comms we got too. So,
well, it's data talking points, right?
Right.
We'll see. I don't know. I could have sworn one of these said earlier that he didn't like Mace. I could have sworn, maybe it was another post I was reading from him, but essentially it said that Trump didn't like Mace or wasn't supportive of Mace, and I'm like, oh.
I can't keep up with who Trump does and doesn't like, because honestly, I don't believe him when he says that anyway.
Yeah, because then he tells people like Ghislaine Maxwell and Hillary Clinton, they're nice people, I like them.
Thank you. And then people run with that. Yeah, it's like, oh, he's a great person. Like, what?
They're really good people. All right, I got a weird one for you here. Let's see.
I like weird.
Yeah, so again, I don't know what was going on the last few weeks, months, or whatever with this, but General Flynn had an interesting post here today, and we, I don't know what's up with he had a few people that left his group, I guess. Liz Crokin, Sun Tzu, and the other person who was a whistleblower or a former attack victim, I think, was in his group, but they all kind of left his board last month or something like that, or the month before, and I think it was really? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Did you see the thing where it came out where his disclosure about something like he was making like $100,000 a month from some country or whatever? And no, I think my guess is it's stemming from that, whereas they were all in some sort of board together. And my guess is, and I can't, I don't know anything, guys, so I'm just guessing, is maybe the three that found out like, oh, you were making $100,000 a month, but yet we were working with you and we weren't making anything or something along those lines. You know what I mean? That's my guess. I can't prove any of that. It's just a guess. But he says, we can be morally, and this is today, we can be morally justified if it meets specific criteria, such as defending the innocent, being declared by a legitimate authority, and being fought justly. I've stated that in the past, and I am anti-stupid war, but not anti-war. In my lifetime, I've been called in to fight wars that were stupid and unjustified, and every sane American has witnessed the tragic consequences of stupid wars. Americans must now stop wondering what's going on and fully realize we are a nation at war. We are under attack by an infiltrated enemy, many inside our institutions, and clearly a subversive element inside of our very own government apparatus. Fifth-generation war is a real form of warfare. We're in the midst of waging this type of warfare. Yes, there are physical aspects of fifth-generation warfare. We can clearly identify our enemies overseas. The greater challenge are identifying those among here at home. Here in America, either you love and are for the United States Constitution, or you are not. That is the clearest test of loyalty. If you do not believe in our Constitution and our American way of life, then don't let the door hit you in your backside. If you do, as I do, then please stand up and speak without fear that you are on the side of what is good and decent in life. As we celebrate the 250th year of our nation, we must never forget the millions whose young lives have been sacrificed for our cause for freedom, a cause that started with a small group who stood up against tyranny on the commons of Lexington outside a small church in Massachusetts. Freedom is not free. Maintaining freedom comes at a severe cost in bloodshed and sacrifice, especially for those left behind. Therefore, we must be vigilant. We must remain vigilant. Pray for our leaders who serve our Constitution and protect our rights and our way of life, and simply know the enemies of the United States of America are real. They intend to destroy our way of life, and they are determined to achieve victory at all cost. Let's not give them one more inch. Stand strong, America. In order to get another 250 years, this generation must stand up, step up, and speak up now. Local action equals national impact. Time to get involved. God bless America. What's, some things that people can do to get involved, right? Join your local town council, city council, and get on the board so where you can start voting on things that happen in schools, even school boards and things like that, right? So you can stop getting all of these liberal talking points taught to our children throughout the whole country. We need to get more of us involved and know when the local meetings are happening and get out there and start talking and speaking your mind. I think that we need to get a lot more of us out there doing that, Matrix, no?
Yeah. Getting involved is what they always talk about. And I would recommend it. I'm not going to lie. Am I personally involved in all that stuff? No. I've personally taken it upon myself to do what I'm doing here at the computer. But yes, I do think people need to be doing that for sure. But me being involved in my community is just a speck of salt and a bunch of pepper. So it doesn't go anywhere anyway. So
salt and
just
pepper
saying.
Here.
Yeah.
Let me see. What can you do about it and how to do it? Colonel Rob Manus, retired, wrote a little book. Not a very long book. It's called What You Can Do About It. Colonel Robert L. Manus, retired. It says, if you're feeling overwhelmed by everything happening around you, the corruption, the chaos, the attacks on our way of life, guess what? That's how you're supposed to feel. He said, the pain we feel as we see our country slip away, the frustration, the anger, the exhaustion, the beginning of massive change. Pain is the sign that change is necessary. Possible, inevitable, even. He says, basically, you learn how real victories are won, not by scattering your energy, not by fighting every battle at once, but by overwhelming the enemy's efforts with a single targeted move. You'll see how history's most unlikely victories, from the halls of Washington, D.C. to culture war battlefields alive with action, were achieved by individuals who understood how to find the enemy's center of gravity and strike it with overwhelming effect. So that's a pretty decent book, and I'm not a book guy, Matrix, either, and I actually read quite a lot of this, not all of it yet. but I'm not much of a book reader historically. But it's called What You Can Do About It, and I'm not advertising for him. It's not a paid advertisement. just an interesting book because he's a decorated combat veteran and dynamic leader with 40 years of experience steering complex organizations through high-stakes challenges. Retired Air Force colonel. And my buddy Matthew TNFM is good buddies with him and chats with him from time to time as well. So a good dude. But yeah, definitely we need to get more active and more involved with what's going on around us. I see so many of these, I see so many of these kids, and you're talking about being a speck of salt in a sea of pepper. Well, I'm a speck of salt in a sea of salt over here. And you would think it would be, And again, I'm not going to say my town is like horrible and it's a bunch of crime, because there's not. Like literally the worst thing that's happened in my town in the last 10 years is my bike got stolen and I found it 2 days later, right? Like that's probably one of the most, biggest things. The police, their biggest job is to probably clear people out of parking lots around here if you're loitering at night. And so essentially I see when I go to like the supermarket, I'm seeing groups of like, let's just say kids that are too young, right? Too young to be talking like they are. Anywhere from 12 to like 13, 14. Oh, did you do her? Did you do her last night? Oh, you went out with her last night. Did you do her? And I'm walking by and I'm like, geez, who are these parents, the parents of these kids that are just ignorant to the max? And, obviously there's a lot of bravado and kids say stupid things, but like so out in the open, and as people are walking by, a group of 10 kids just being super rowdy and, F word and screw you, this, that, and the other. And I'm like thinking, who are these kids' parents, right? It's just I don't know, it's such a different experience than what I grew up with. It's deteriorating the fabric of our neighborhoods is what it's doing,
You know what it is? It's caused by the damn phones. They see everybody else doing it and they think it's okay. They see the kids getting away with it because they're kids and go, hey, we can get away with it too because we're just kids. So now they just do anything they want because there's nothing the cops can do other than slap them on the wrist. And their parents won't smack them across the side of the head like they should. So there's no repercussions.
Yeah, absolutely. This is in the chat, and this is a question. Sherry Tells says, does anyone know here in chat where General Mike Flynn disappeared to? Haven't heard from him in a while. He just posted on X. I can't tell you where he was when he posted this. Can I? Maybe. No location services on. But
yes, some people think Flynn's also a traitor too, and I have already answered that question. As I have no idea. I'm on the 50-50 banter. I have no clue because I've heard both sides of it. I don't freaking know. All I know is there's good information he puts out, and then there's not good information he puts out. I don't know what to think.
Cyrus the Great, he's pushing back on me, and I wasn't saying that I couldn't because of that. I was just saying. I was making note of the racial makeup around here because Matrix is a speck of salt in a sea of pepper, and I'm a speck of salt in a sea of salt. He says the whole concept of being a speck of rice or salt is the bullshit excuse. Drop the mentality. Thousands of people around you are thinking the same thing. All it takes is one grain of rice to tip a scale. Absolutely, I don't disagree. And he says, motivational speech of the day, LOL. Sorry if it sounds abrasive, but it's true. No, you're right. And that's the thing is we have a lot of people out there thinking like, well, what can I do? What can I do to, fix this? Or it's just me. I can't do anything. It's little old me, right? But yeah, I almost feel like that's what the internet is doing, right? It's like splitting people up physically. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, it is. No, 100% is. But I have a response to that one about my speck of salt thing. I have a voice. I'm doing my job. All these other fuckers in my neighborhood, they need to get off their ass and do it. This is my job. I'm doing my job. These fuckers locally, I hope this place burns. I don't give a shit about it. That's how bad it is here. Fuck them. I don't care. That my kid ain't going to these schools. I have nothing to do with these people. I still pay taxes. These fuckers, fuck them. I don't care about them.
Tell me what you really think.
Straight up. I always do, and they know that. I don't give a shit. I don't give a damn about this area. I can't wait to get the hell out of it. I feel like this. My hands up, Michael Brown. Hands up, don't shoot. Yeah. I live there. You think I give a shit about this place? I watched it burn down once. I'm waiting for it to happen again. So,
all right, I got one.
I really don't care.
I pulled this one specifically for you for a couple of different reasons. Actually, one was because I wanted to show the folks in the chat the story, of course, but I know you'll pick up on it pretty quickly. Here we go. See if it just starts playing. 1 minute and 5 seconds. Let's listen to Miss Kaylee. Do we have the sound on, Mike? No, we got muted here. No, I always do this, dude. I just do this because of the very rare time in which it starts playing by itself and starts talking over one of my co-hosts. So here we go.
Southern Poverty Law Center is trying to infiltrate America's schools. Now, as you'll remember, the SPLC was the nonprofit indicted by the DOJ for allegedly using millions of dollars in donations intended to dismantle extremist groups, only to use that money to secretly fund those very same hate groups. Well, a new report by Defending Education, ironically, a group the SPLC called Extremist, says SPLC materials are being taught in college courses attended by future K-12 teachers. Its material, according to the report, was seen in coursework, classroom activities, and assignments, and degree program handbooks and educational resources in over 100 colleges. Meanwhile, students in American schools are still struggling badly. And a new report out of New York City confirms that 43% of students in the city's public schools, that's roughly 400,000 students, are reportedly attending schools where the majority of students are failing math or English or both. And it's not just in New York, it's all across the country. And we've covered.
So great job that they're doing there. And I pulled this for you in the beginning just because it had the Templar cross.
Okay. It's funny you say that because here's the thing. Number one, I took a screenshot. Number two, Kaylee is a Kennedy, in my opinion, which makes her part of that anyway. And yes, I took a screenshot because of the cross. So, yeah, you're right. You knew where my brain was, that's for sure.
I sure did. But this is crazy. Fraudulent leftist NGO Southern Poverty Law Center material has been found in 100 colleges nationwide. Right? Remember, we're so racist that we had to make up racism. Remember that?
Yep.
Oh, dude. And it's so amazing to me how people just cannot, I don't know. It's amazing to me how people can't see this, see things for what they are. This I found to be interesting. Then we're going to touch on a little bit of California. Get to the chopper. We're going to go to California.
Get to the chopper.
We have to go to
Get
California. We have to go to California. So, dude, check this out.
I see that. Look at that 26 above that dude's head, straight up. Military's the only way, baby.
Yes, dude, I'm loving this. And guess what this was? This is, just so everybody knows, this is a report from 11 a.m. Eastern Time this morning. Georgia election scrutiny intensifies. FBI agent surge. Subpoena setback audit findings on the record. It says more than 200 FBI agents have been deployed to Georgia as the federal investigation into Fulton County's 2020 election operations appears to be accelerating. A memo indicates agents from field offices around the country have been brought in to review materials seized earlier this year, including data taken from ballot tabulation machines. On the record is a weekly blah, 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 blah. Okay. County officials say the influx of personnel is one of the clearest signs yet of the scope and intensity of the investigation. Officials briefed on the matter say there is a July, you guessed it, 17th deadline tied to the agent's work. Of course it was, right? What is clear, officials say, is the federal government typically does not set deadlines without a purpose. The review is expected to focus on election-related documents and data seized during the January operation, including records connected to ballot tabulation equipment.
Hank, real quick, just scroll back up. I just want to point this out so everybody's aware of this. Just a little more. To the last paragraph. There you go. So it says July 17th deadline tied to the work. The deadlines they're not set without, or does not, what does it say? Federal government typically does not set deadlines without a purpose. July 17th. So if we do the calendar swap, Julian to Gregorian, July 17th is July 4th. Just want to point that part out and that's something else. So they say right after that they don't set dates without a purpose. Well, there you go. I'm seeing the purpose already is with the calendar swap. You already hit in July 4th as a deadline. That's very interesting right off the top.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have to say this. I don't know why, but what Matrix was talking about earlier is very spot on, right? September is the 9th month of the year, but what is that, Latin, right? Sept, the scepter, nope. Sept is 7, right? It's not 9.
I'm trying to think who's changed it. I think it was the Romans might have changed it because July was for Julius, and then August for Augustus. So I think it's Romans that did it, but it's July would have been September. So September is for the number 7, October, Oct for the number 8. So technically, July should be September, August should be October. But they inserted those two into it. So that's why our talk earlier. So when we're talking July, it should be September. So that's why Lindsay dying on 7/11 really is September 11th, which that's why I went on that squirrel for 15 minutes earlier, because it all connects to September 11th because of that. So yes, you're right.
Latin. That's what I'm looking. I'm sitting here like Latin for 7. Just see Latin for 7. That was Latin, right? 7, Septimus, right? And as we go on to October, well, octopuses have how many arms? 8,
exactly.
Right? Oct is 8, but it's the 10th month. But wait, when we go to dies or days, so if you go in Spanish as well, diez is 10, and dec would be 10, but yet it's the 12th month. Here's where it throws me off too, Matrix, is it's 2 months thrown off, right? But yet the calendar that we know now is a 12-month calendar, and wasn't the other one a 13-month calendar?
Yeah, so the lunar
calendar. So how are we off 2? How are we off 2 months when it's 1 month difference?
Now knowing that, welcome to my world with fun with numbers. So I get to do the regular calendar, I get to Julian calendar, and then people are like, "Well, do the 13-month calendar, then do the lunar, then do this calendar." Like, dude, it's crazy. So in 1752 in the West, so here in the U.S., basically, 1752 was our first year with the new calendar. 1753 is our first year of fully back on it. Work backwards in time. If I'm doing this all by my mind, 1581, I think, 1581 or 83. In the East, they did the same calendar swap, the same thing, where it was like they lost 10 days. And then you go back. There's one. I think there's three spots with it. I think there's 3 total spots with it. So there's 3 spots, one in the East, one in the West, and then there's the original calendar, is the lunar calendar. I think is, if I'm correct, there's 13 months, each one with 28 days. So it's perfect. So you have to go all 3 of those, and it gets deeper and deeper as you go, which is why I only typically bring up one thing, which is the 13-day. And then I can add one little thing to the 13-day is the 17-day, which goes to the Bible, which in the Bible, 1,260 days is 3.5 years. But right now it's 1,277 days. So it's a 17-day swap on the Bible one. And that landed perfectly dead on with Joe Biden doing his stuff with Kamala Harris with the 3.5 marker using the Bible numbers too back then. So
interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. So things are so screwed up and so off. But let me get back to this one here. Bing. What is clear, officials say, is the federal government typically does not set deadlines without a purpose. Okay, we did this one. Review is expected to focus on election-related documents, data seized, including tabulation equipment. One notable takeaway for county leaders: the materials taken during the January seizure appear to be in Georgia, not transported out of state. After the seizure, county officials said they did not know where the materials were taken, but the fact that agents are now in Georgia to review them suggests at least some of the documents and data are being stored and examined locally. In another major development this week, a judge rejected a federal subpoena that sought personal information, including names, addresses, phone numbers, and emails of Fulton County election workers and poll workers involved in the 2020 election. So this part of it I don't really like. It says a judge rejected a subpoena that I guess conservatives were looking for the personal information or the names, addresses, phone numbers, emails of the people who actually worked the county election, Fulton County election. I'm kind of puzzled as to why that wouldn't be allowed, Matrix. If it was a thing where they didn't want names out, they could certainly tell. And so who would this be? It would be the FBI, I guess. They could tell the FBI, like, yes, we can release the names to you, but you need to keep them redacted from the public, right? Like if you don't want it out to everybody in the world. So why they would block their names, I don't know. But we do, of course, know some of the names of the people. Was that Shea woman and her daughter? That was Fulton County? I'm pretty sure it was the one that got the award from President. Excuse me, air quotes, President Biden. I need to make sure I say the air quotes part.
I don't.
Right?
Again, I'm bad with names, but it sounds about right. Sounds about right. But yeah, I've never understood the whole this process when it comes to all this stuff. Like when it comes to law stuff, and then redacting this, that. I don't understand it. And I don't try to. It just annoys the living hell out of me. So.
And I agree very much with this sentiment here. Scott Belanger says, what needs to be done cannot be said. And I mean that in a non-violent way. And so the thing that I've been saying too, Matrix, is I 100% believe in what they've been laying out for us, and then they're getting even exponentially more obvious with I could probably look up, and I haven't yet. Let me make sure this is all right. We got more to go on here. I haven't done it today, but I could probably look up the Department of War CTO and probably find something Q related on it in the last couple of days, right? And it's just, it's so like they're becoming so above right here. I mean, this is my Monday night show, right? Stay locked in, hold the line, and this is like the second or third hold the line that they've given us in the last couple of months. And so I say that to say, while I do believe in this, I would also caveat that for the folks out there that believe you have to come to the understanding that there are so many of us out there, and it may not seem like that to you guys because on the mainstream, what gets a lion's share of the coverage is these idiots that are resisting. And so people want you to think that we're in the minority, and we are not. And so I would venture to guess that there are no less than tens of millions of us out there that are wanting and ready to see some sort of a major change in the way things are running not only our country, but our world. And so the last thing I'll say about that is I think one way or the other, Matrix, if the plan somehow didn't work to fruition, I would think the alternative, and I will quote the Constitution, it is your duty, it is your right to rebuild such, I'm probably misquoting it here. It is your duty, it is your right to rebuild that government, essentially. I think the people will make that change happen regardless one way or the other, because people have been wanting to see this, and we've been seeing so much fraud, and there's been so many examples of just ridiculous abuses of power, abuses of fraud, abuses of taxpayer money, and it's beyond obvious at this point. But yet they still continue to make it more and more obvious every week, don't they?
Yep, they really do. And when did it all start? It was just a little before July hit. They started doing all this, and then that song, bro. Like seriously, Elon posting it out 3 times. Mm-hmm. And apparently, there's a new one they popped up. Apparently, too. I only got to hear because I saw somebody else playing it, but I had no clue what I was watching whenever I saw it. But I have not. If anybody's gonna add, I have not looked at that. I haven't paid attention to it. I still have to do a freaking breakdown for you guys of the freaking last one. So.
They're giving me copyright strikes. Heavy Pulp gave me copyright strikes, and I'm like, wait, I thought the audio and the video was done AI, and I thought you couldn't put out a copyright violation for AI material. But
how did you get? Who gave you a copyright? Where?
Of course, the only one platform that you're not going to see full shows. More than likely, I'll have to cut a few clips out of this show. Maybe not as many as I normally would have, but YouTube, of course, right?
Yeah,
and
GayTube.
And well, what it comes down, and I can see, like, let's just say if this show that we do, somebody downloads it, rips it, and then they got a channel and they upload the whole thing to YouTube, 3-hour video, 4-hour video. That's a copyright violation, right? But if somebody were to take 2 or 3 minutes of our 2 or 3 or 4 hour video and add that into one of their 2 or 3 hour videos, I could care less of that. You know what I mean? It's not hurting us in any way, shape, or form. And so that's why the system is so screwed up over at YouTube, is that they allow these people to just put out these claims, and then you have to actually get into a legal lawsuit. So if I want to fight a violation, it's essentially starting a legal action, right? So if I'm like, no, this is copyright free, so they would have to come back within 10 days. If I fight that violation, say Heavy Pulp with that America video, within 10 days has to come back with YouTube with proof that they're actually taking me to court over it. And if they don't, they have to release the claim. It's like, this is how ridiculous it's gotten. But yeah, it was just wild to me that they even were allowed to use that copyright strike on that thing. But we got a little, yeah, it's just wild, dude. But I got to do it for a purpose. But former President Donald Trump has repeatedly claimed the 2020 election was rigged, pointing to Fulton County as a focal point of his allegations. Georgia's certified result has not changed. Biden won the state by 11,000 votes. And state and local officials have said they have not seen credible evidence of widespread fraud that would have changed the outcome. Latest federal developments come as Georgia continues debating how votes should be counted and verified. This week, the Georgia Secretary of State's office released an audit finding that hand-counted ballots produce more inaccuracies than ballots tabulated through the voting system matrix. Of course they did. Hand ballots, of course you're going to have imperfections. We need those computers. They don't make mistakes, and they can't even be tapped into the internet. I swear. Pinky promise. The election officials have argued, while no system is perfect, the machine-based tabulation process has proven highly accurate across multiple election cycles, and that any future changes should be driven by evidence, not misinformation. City Council has passed legislation calling on Fulton County to pitch in $200 million to help a new hospital. Okay, those can talk about more election stuff. But dude, there's no widespread evidence of widespread fraud of these elections. Matrix? I mean, what are they talking about here? There's nothing.
No. There's so little fraud in the elections that my dad literally never voted in his life, but he definitely voted Democrat twice since he's been dead. So it's kind of weird.
Are you serious? Oh my God. Let me see. Can I get this one into here? Let me see if I can. Because this one, I think this is, let me see. No.
Somebody else got hit with a YouTube violation for the same thing. Yeah, see, that's why I will not go live on YouTube. I have freedom of all freedoms on pilled.net, and I have close to that much freedom on Rumble. I'm not taking myself backwards to go to a place that wants to take everything I do and say, hey, you got to take that out your video. You know what I say to you, YouTube? You.
Kiss knife. Kiss knife.
Yeah.
And let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the interactive map. I don't want it interactive. I wanted the 2020 presidential election results. There we go. Oh, please. Is this the one? Where's the one? There's the one that you can actually click into here. FEC. I think I showed it on the... No, that's not that. Election results map. There we go. That should be it. Come on. Because, dude, we've shown... That night we did the election, we literally gave Joe Biden every benefit of the doubt. Like, if anything was even was even close, we were like, okay, let's give it to Biden. And then clearly it was stolen. I mean, but again, I don't know if they let that happen. I'm honestly leaning towards they let that happen, dude.
No, I think the whole thing, no matter how we look at it, it was all set up to do exactly what it did, no matter what Biden was going into office, because Trump was going behind the scenes for 4 years because that was part of the plan. That's literally how I look at it. I don't look at 2020 as anything other than you must show them the cheat. So Trump goes in, there's the plan begun. Once Trump's in, the next piece of it is right before J6, you have the George Floyd stuff kick off leading up to J6. Then after the J6, you have the COVID stuff kick off with the whole Biden thing, Russia, Ukraine, leading up to Butler. Like, I could go on and on. The whole thing to me is, and it's leading up to what? 2020, which will also probably lead to 2016, and everything will be flipped on its head. So honestly, no, 2020 to me 100% was set by the White House to do exactly what it did. Prove that there's no way a guy, number one, that wasn't even him, beat Trump the way he did. So
yeah, and all those extra votes too. And I don't know why this thing isn't popping up. But long story short is what they did in certain counties in Georgia and what they did in Pennsylvania is a majority of, let me see, I could do it like this. A majority of the state went to President Trump, right? And it was like 60 to 80% of any given county. 60 to 80% of any given county in Pennsylvania. It was worse in Pennsylvania than it was in. So actually, this is good because I can actually show you. For some reason, Georgia wasn't showing up here. When I clicked onto it, it wasn't showing you the results of the thing here. So let me do it like this. But this will kind of give you an idea. Some of these counties right here, like, oh, look at 17,000 votes for President Trump, 4,500 for Biden, right? All right, 29,000.
17.
Yeah, well, 29,000 Trump, 9,000 Biden. Okay, and just keep an eye on the totals of each county. Right, this one's 32,000. This one's 130,000 Trump, 72,000 Biden. So a total of 200,000. And then you go to all these different ones: 14,000 Trump, 5,000 Biden, 19,000 total votes, 15,000 Trump, 4,000 Biden, 19,000 votes. Okay. Then in Allegheny County, oh shit, 430,000 Joe Biden to 282,000 Donald Trump. So we flipped it in the complete opposite direction, where it was the whole state 60 to 80% Trump. Well, this county that happens to have almost 800,000 or almost 700,000 votes goes almost 60% to Biden. Well, then what do we got over here? This one's a smaller one. They got some huge ones over here. It's Delaware County, 200,000 for Biden, 118,000 for Trump. Philadelphia County. Oh, no, go back. Montgomery, that was a problem too. That was the worst. Look at that, dude. 600,000 votes for Biden, 132,000 for Trump.
Man, they must have a lot of homeless people there.
204,000 to 187, 319,000 to 185,000 to Trump. So this is how they did it. They took the counties with the biggest amount of numbers that were in it and flipped it on its head. So the worst one there was what was it? Bucks County? No, it was Montgomery County. Nope, Philadelphia County. Dude, 600,000. to 132,000. And that's how they made it up, all this incrementally,
I told you, it's a lot of homeless people, bro. I'm telling you. A lot of homeless people.
It sure is, bro. It sure is. Well, as advertised, we will get over to a little bit of California. Get to California.
California.
Get to the chopper. Let's see. All right, so let's listen to this one here. A little bit of this one. This one might be, okay, this is yesterday, but it's only a minute, let's say. Okay, Mike. All right, I'm just going to do this from now. I'm going to mute the whole site.
Governor of California is an enemy to the people of California. He's literally working to support the fraudsters. Meanwhile, he could be working to expose the fraud. I mean, how stupid do you have to be to say, okay, let's go after the guy who's exposing the fraud. Let's not go after the fraudsters. That is what he's doing, what he's actively doing each and every single day when he makes out these statements, and all he does is blame the people who are showing the fraud. Why doesn't he say, hey, Nick, great video. How can we help?
Right. That's what I would say. Was wow, great video. How did you find this? Where did you go, and where are you going next so we can find somebody to go with you? Don't you think that would be a common response?
Exactly, because these tax dollars don't say right or left on them. They don't say Republican or Democrat.
Right.
Each tax dollar is a dollar for the American people. And when they go in and steal these dollars from us, they're not robbing just the liberal Democrat in California. They're robbing everyone. Yep. And then the governor gets mad at the person for exposing the fraud. How crazy do you have to be to think with that logic?
Yeah.
Alleged, dude, it's only alleged fraud in California, right? They didn't do anything, you know. My wife has done nothing. Nothing. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's take a little listen here. Remember this? Play a little bit.
40 million diapers, as many diapers will be distributed this year as Californians.
That was Governor Gavin Newsom about 2 months ago at a press conference announcing California's new free diaper program and a multi-million-dollar contract with the nonprofit Baby to Baby. But immediately critics pointed out that his wife, Jennifer Siebel Newsom, also had a relationship with at least one of the co-CEOs.
Sits on Jen's board of directors. Gavin Newsom is claiming there was this huge, rigorous process to figure out which group to partner with for this free diaper program. But was it really a rigorous process if you're best friends with the CEO of this company?
So we did a little fact check, and you should definitely go check out the story we did last month. But we could only go so far.
So far, the state will not give us a copy of the contract or the competitive bid scoring sheet.
4 days after that very high-profile press conference, we simply asked the governor's office for a copy of that contract that everyone was talking about. They told us, reach out to California Health and Human Services. They told us the contracts were with yet another agency. That agency told us our request had been received. That means legally, they had a maximum of 10 days to tell us whether or not we're going to get them. Exactly 10 days later, now 14 days after the press conference, the state replies, citing an unusual circumstance clause in the California Public Records Act, giving them another 14 days to decide if these are disclosable records. California law clearly states any executed contract is a public record, and so are competitive bid scoring sheets. Fast forward 14 more days. Spoiler alert, they are disclosable records, but the state would need another 3 to 4 weeks to get us copies. Translation, the state waited 24 days to promptly notify us that it would need another 28 days to get us a copy of that contract that the governor announced nearly 2 months ago.
A competitive bidding process.
Then, the day we were finally supposed to get the records, July 3rd, a state holiday, the Newsom administration told us they would need 2 more weeks.
It's unacceptable.
That's Jenny LaRue. She's with the First Amendment Coalition.
You should have had it in your hands the day they were talking about it.
She argues documents like state contracts shouldn't even require a public records request.
Do you think there's a world where state agencies just automatically upload all contracts?
I think there's a world where we make them do that.
That's State Senator Tom Umberg. He knows a bit about this issue.
Thank you, Assemblymember Pacheco, for bringing lots and lots of attention to this subject.
The Senate Judiciary Chair was instrumental in gutting a bill that would have let state agencies charge you hourly fees and even sue someone for requesting public information.
People shouldn't have to pay to get information from public officials.
Now, the amended version of the bill does give agencies even more time to respond to your public records request. Assemblywoman Pacheco argues they need it.
Agencies across the state are experiencing a sharp increase in requests that are exceptionally broad.
Meanwhile, we're still waiting for that baby-to-baby contract, now 60 days and counting.
Bro, so he's screwed, dude. I don't know if you happen to notice the look in his eyes on that video when he put out, what is it, last week or the week before, when he's like, you know, President Trump couldn't find anything on me, so now he's going after my wife who's done nothing wrong. And I'm just like, was he crying before? There's no crying in baseball.
It looked like it for sure. That or he was stoned. That or he was stoned, one of the two. I don't know.
Well, Actually, you know what? I just reminded myself of something here. Geez, did we just get raided or something? I got a 1,600 of y'all fun, wonderful world patriots over here on Rumble and about 400. So this is what I'm talking about as far as a certain platform we've been talking about being dead. I have 3.5 times as many quote subscribers on YouTube that I do on Rumble, and there's 1,600 folks on Rumble versus what do we got here?
I got total of 840 on. I got 840 on total of my side. So
456 people on YouTube with 148,000 subscribers, and 1,600 people on Rumble with 40,000. Huh.
Wow.
That's make that one make sense. And dude, I've said it before too. I went over it the other day with Tron and Hulk. I think we were after the show, showing a guy on YouTube, Chael Sonnen, 1.35 million followers. I'm getting more views on Rumble than he's getting on YouTube. Make that one make sense. And yeah, unless he adds in Conor McGregor's name or another big name like Mayweather or Ronda Rousey or Patty Pimblett, something like that. So yeah, it's pretty much dead. Let me see. I think I got, hopefully this thing refreshed. Yes, Tron did rate us finally. And Josie Ann, that's who I wanted to thank because it disappeared earlier. Thank you very much for gifting out 5 subscriptions to the channel.
Yep. Thank you to gifting 5 on my side as well, Josie Ann. I was getting ready, waiting for you to get back to that. So thank you.
Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, so I got that one. And then Cyrus the Great came in with another dollar holler, says, you and Matrix are already those single grains of rice tipping scales, so don't take that as an insult or attack on y'all. No, we got thick skin. We're cool.
No, I just got to speak my mind on that one. There's a reason why I don't care. I don't want to be here in the first place. Yeah. And it's not because I'm the salt and the pepper. No, I just don't care.
Salt and pepper's here, and we're in effect.
Oh, yeah, the salt's here, but he wants the hell out.
Actually, I was going to pop this one up here, too, and I was going to do some thank yous. Unfortunately, I do have a couple things to do this afternoon, or else, Matrix, we're not shy about doing a couple 4-hour shows back to back. Did we do 5 hours last week or 4? Somebody on YouTube went, 4-hour show? No thanks. And I'm like, why even click on the video? Just to leave a thing saying the video's too long for me to watch? Like, again, I say that a lot, and I say that, and I use the example of like a Bigfoot channel, and it's just because, a lot of people don't believe in Bigfoot, right? And so I say, if you don't believe in Bigfoot, do you constantly look up the Bigfoot channels and then go there every day and tell them how crazy they are for thinking Bigfoot's real? My guess is probably not. You know what I mean? Like, but why? So why would you come to my channel all the time just to give me the same thumbs down that the same 6 jerk-offs do every damn show? and the same thing. Like, why even click on a video that's 4 hours if it's too long for you, just so you can leave the comment, this video is too long. Like, how about just don't click on it? There?
Yep, exactly. Like when some people complain on my channel about anything I do, my simple response is this: is like, all right, well, guess what? There's like 10,000 other channels. Change the fucking channel. Leave. I don't care. You're the only person complaining, so get the fuck out. I don't care.
Well, my favorite is like, oh, I can't listen to these guys anymore, and then I see the same comment like 10 minutes later, and the idea behind that is like, well, I'll get somebody else that's, weak-minded or somebody else that's just ready to follow people out. And it's like, well, if you just leave, like, whenever I'm watching somebody's videos, unless I'm in, chatting with the people in the chat, I'm never going to be like, all right, well, I'm out of here. I just leave. You know what I mean? Like, screw this. Right. I can't, and I understand some people do it at nighttime when we're live or when they're going to bed, like, hey guys, I'm going to sleep or whatever. But it's just pretty funny sometimes. So I popped this one up here to G-Font's quote. It says, Dollar Holler says, facts, Mace signed with the Democrats to release Epstein documents as an anti-Trump weapon, and boss called her out on it. Since said and done all she can on camera in effort to be South Carolina's scorned governor equals failing. And let me just read the rest of these, and then so there's 2 more from Mr. Fonts, and then 1 from Mr. Delta, which is pretty funny. And what do they say? Some of the funniest jokes are the truest ones, right? G Fonts again says speculation on data points. Of firm belief there'll soon be a new party using America First name with many past and present Republicans and Democrats, including Mace, and wonder where popular merch money is going. That's true. Where's all the merch money going? And let me see. Slight but quite a difference from the past 5.5 years of no evidence of election fraud to this new. Haven't seen any evidence of widespread election fraud. I'm eager to hear this new line repeated. Yeah, and just remember, too, years before this election, before any of the elections, we had Democrats, and I'm sure Matrix has showed it on his show, and I've showed on my show many times years ago, that you had Democrats out there saying, oh, look at these machines right here. Look, they can be hacked. Look at these kids at this, conference hacked into this thing in 3 minutes. And it's like, yeah, we've been saying this for a long time, and so we know. But now when we say that there's fraud, they're like, no, the idea that you could even, and that was Obama's quote, that the idea that you could even, mess with an election is laughable. It's like, really? I don't think so, buddy. Yeah. All right, so the last one I got to thank on the Rumble side here is Delta. He says, if Rhode Island were a county in Texas, it would rank 69th out of 254 counties. Literally, LOL, what's the current weigh-in at, brother? Ooh. I'm waiting till Monday, so that's tomorrow. But the last weigh-in, I hit the 2 O's. So I hit...
209 is what you had.
Yeah, I think I got to 208 if I'm being honest. Let me see. But yeah, I'm in the 2 O's. 209.4, was that it? Was that the lowest one? I could have sworn I hit 208, but maybe not. No, so yeah. 209.0. 209.4 down from a 253.5, dude. And as a result, feel absolutely great for it. But thank you for those G-Fonts, Delta, Tron, thank you for the raid, and then Josie N for the subscriptions, and Cyrus Great for the insults. I'm just kidding. We know we were just busting. And then Jules Patriot earlier for those as well. About post 2305. What was one thing I wanted to say too before I went? It'll come back to me. You want to thank some folks?
Yeah, I got 2 left on the Rumble side, which is 17 Charlie 369, which is for everybody out there too. Thank you for the $1 Rumble rant. Says, come on, peeps, smack that thumbs up. I'm calling you out. So if this goes for everybody on the Rumble side, on both sides, and the YouTube side, and hit that red pill on the pilled side as well. Thank you very much, Charlie. And then Delta. One more time. Thank you for the $10 Rumble rant. And listen up, everybody. I'll probably be there tonight, too, to watch this. Going live tonight at 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern, reading my first Substack article on air prior to publish. So he's actually reading his article before he publishes it, covering white hat long game from MH370 to MIA RIP fusion scientists now. Game theory maxing. So that's tonight on Delta's channel. Isn't it called Delta Radio? Just to make sure I'm correct, Delta, because I know your name is Delta. But either way, Delta tonight, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central. Get to it, everybody. Thank you very much, Delta, for that. All right, over to you. Yes. Do you want to do the pilled side?
It's weird because his channel is rumble.com/C/Delta. But when you go to the channel, it does say Delta Radio. So yes.
I thought so.
You are correct,
it messed me up when I first went actually to his channel to give him the follow back. I was like, what, Delta Radio? Okay. And that messed me all up. So,
and that's, I told you it would come in and I started doing this probably in my 20s. I would forget something and then I'm like, well, don't sit there and bother trying to remember it because I know it will just pop into my head later, which it did. It, like literally as soon as you started talking, I was like, oh, that's what it is. I was going to comment.
Message.
Oh, I got a message. All right, I will.
Yes,
I will.
I have you. God, I trust. Wants to let you know I'm down. They're down 7.4 pounds since 7.2. So since the second, they've lost 7.4 pounds. Wanted to let you know.
10 days. Damn, that's really good.
Right?
10 days.
Boom. There you go.
And what is it? Yeah, the what do you call it? The fasting aspect of it's really good. But what I was going to comment on was Delta was saying was. It says Rhode Island would rank 69th out of 254 counties. Maybe he's just using 69 as a number. I don't know if he researched that or not. But my guess is that I would have been a lot, Rhode Island would have been a lot lower because, dude, there are actual ranches that are bigger than the state of Rhode Island in Texas. You believe that?
Yeah, I do.
Texas ranches bigger than Rhode Island. Let me see how many. I wonder how many come up. I know there's at least one. The Texas ranch you're thinking of is the legendary King Ranch, spanning roughly. I'll pop this on the chat so you guys can see as well here. Spanning roughly 825,000 acres across 6 South Texas counties. It covers about 1,289 square miles, makes it physically larger than the entire state of Rhode Island, which covers only 1,212 square miles.
Wow. Holy crap, man. That's crazy.
Isn't that huge, dude? Like, that is just wild. I wish I could find that old, talking about Texas, I wish I could find that old picture that I had of, it was a real old thumbnail I made years and years ago, and it had the Podesta email that had the location of essentially where,
by the Zorro, yeah.
Yeah, Zorro Ranch, where's what's his name? And I remember we showed it probably a month or 2, 3 ago, and for whatever reason, that wasn't I don't know if I ended up pulling out the original one, but I'm telling you, they had that dude whacked, and for my taste, that, was swept under the rug a little bit more than should have been, right? I think they should have done a lot more investigative work on the weirdness of this, but in response to the post earlier, Nancy Mace is already strongly considering running for Senator Lindsey Graham's seat. And while I do agree with, she got huffy and puffy about the Epstein stuff, I kind of think that the whole Epstein thing was a big signal thing too, because that's, and I think you guys and girls out there should do the same thing too. When you see any of these idiots on YouTube out there like talking about, Epstein files and Trump didn't want them out, make sure you make it clear to them that, remember, the guy that busted him was Donald Trump. Remember, the guy who brought out Epstein Island to the world was Donald Trump at CPAC, right? And only then and only when they thought that they could bury Donald Trump with the Epstein files did the Democrats want to see it. And so he played reverse psychology on them so openly and so obvious for me that I'm just so surprised that the other side doesn't see it, especially when you lay it out to them like that. Like, it was a good, 12, 13, 14, no, 18, 19 years, because it was 2006, 2008 in Mar-a-Lago. And then going forward to CPAC in 15 and 16, where he's like, Bill Clinton's gonna have a lot of problems with that island, right?
Let me throw a caveat in there, though.
Sure.
I also remember coming home from school. You'd have been a little too old for this, I think. I remember coming home from school and watching a show called SpongeBob SquarePants, and finding out later that his license takes you directly to Epstein Island. So they were throwing that in there. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. You don't know about that? Oh, dear
I've
Lord.
never seen that. Do you got anything you can show the folks? Or you'd have to search for it?
Here, just give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it really fast. Sponge.
Actually, I'm going to mute and go evacuate some Unamate. So give me 30 seconds.
All right. No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm on number 2 Unamate today, because I got up at 7.
Okay. Well, here, let me get the screen then. Let me get the screen if I'm doing this.
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
All right, there we go. You got it. Go for it. I'm doing a search here right now, everybody, because I just got to find what I'm looking for. I don't know where it is in my. There we go. SpongeBob SquarePants it's 124 Conch Street, Bikini Bottom, and not apparently, when you go there on Google Earth, it takes you straight to Epstein Island. Let's see if I can find a little short video that shows this. I don't have this on my PC. No.
Incidents there. One was apparently there was a.
No. Somebody out there maybe can drop it in the chat. Oh, somebody has a little short video to it, though.
Here's your license.
Yep, here we go.
Here's your license.
My license.
Here's your license.
Conch Street, huh? Are you serious?
And there you go. Told you. No shit. Yep. That's not even a joke. Yeah, not joking about it. So yeah, that's another thing to it too. And of course, here Epstein is it Nickelodeon? Is it their logo? I don't know how you spell it. Odeon.
Oh, it's
logo.
A splat. Looks like the Epstein Island.
Yeah, it's Epstein Island as well. There you go. There it is. Oh, somebody did it for me. I got to look both up. There you go.
Yeah, so there's the Nickelodeon logo, right? And like the perspective I've got, I don't have a full top down, but you can almost see there's that little nub out there.
I think it's just the way that the.
Yeah, there you go. So it's if you do it right, it's perfectly Epstein Island as well. So the whole Nickelodeon thing, yeah, I was gonna go to drop 1001, but yeah, I don't need to. There you go. And you gotta go look for it, guys. There's a whole lot that goes to Disney, Nickelodeon, the Disney stars, the little kids that were coming through there, like the people from NSYNC, Britney Spears, all those people. There's a reason why, because it all connects back to this. And of course, SpongeBob puts it, directly on Epstein Island for sure.
Yeah, so, the Disney cruise stopped at Epstein Island, right? I believe, or one of the things stopped near it.
Yeah, yes, 100%. Yes, if you're type in, I can get that pretty quickly. Just type in Disney Island. I'm pretty sure it'll pop up.
Snorkeling rumors.
There you go. Snorkeling
rumors.
There it is. There it is, right here, Disney Island. So it's inside this. This is the one. Yeah. Yep. Boom. Gives you all the pricing and everything. Little St. James Island.
And so I'm looking at Google right now. It's saying the snorkeling rumor. Viral claims that a Disney affiliated tour took snorkelers to the island are completely false. We just saw it.
Yeah, show us what you just saw. We saw it directly. So now you show us.
See here, ding, ding, ding. Hopefully the same thing pops up once I bring it over here. Ring, ding, 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 ding. Here we go. Yeah. This one's, you know what? I'll just have to pull it over because it's always different on Chrome than whatever. The snorkeling rumor. Viral claims that a Disney-affiliated tour took snorkelers to the island are completely false. Disney confirmed that while they offered shore excursions to the U.S. Virgin Islands, none of the tour visited or had any relationship with Little St. James. It's amazing how you can just, scrub stuff off the internet, dude, right?
Right. Wow.
No, the claim is false. I mean... And just remember, the people that they were using for, Snopes, like their biggest, fact checkers, were a divorced couple, I think. Who was let's see, Snopes staff. How about that? Staff. Remote first publication with 26 employees. Yeah. Rich Chrisman, it's got to be the wife. No. Assume role in September of 22. Chris Richmond. There we go. Recent editorial changes. Founders David Mickelson and Barbara Mickelson retired from active roles, respectively, following a 21 plagiarism scandal involving aggregated content. And they were just the yes people for everything conspiratorial, or the no. So anything you had for conspiracy, was this a conspiracy? No, sure was not. No, nothing to see here. Yeah, clearly. All right, over to the, we'll finally get back over to the Pills to do some thank yous over here, where I got my brother Sean Joe in the house dropping some num-nums, always dropping some cookies. Appreciate you, brother. Where he dropped out a cookie with no message there. And then Punk Q Rocker 4Q dropped 317 gold pills on there, but thank you. No message on there, but thank you, brother. And then Sean Joe came in with 2 cookies in a row. No message on there. Never leaves us any messages, but it does leave us a bunch of cookies. So it does trade off. But I appreciate you, brother. And we're, of course, kidding. Q shook me all night long. Dropped a can. No message on there, but thank you. Sean Joe with another cookie. Aforementioned, no message, but thank you. Followed by the last cookie from Sean Joe. No message on there again, but thank you, sir. And, of course, I leave no thanks, Joe, for the last one who dropped a cookie. And I released the scratch, and the cookie says, Good chillin' Sunday Space Shot bust with post-storm cleanup. All is good and getting a drink. Thanks again, and sending a fresh baked cookie. God bless. Be safe, all. Appreciate you. No thanks, Joe. And the scratch-ins have been released on my side, Mr. Matrix, and I am all set over here, sir.
All right. So first off, of course, Sean Joe, thank you for that cookie, good sir. Never a message, so thank you, good sir. Ms. Information, thank you as well for that cookie. Punk Q Rocker for Q, thank you for the 317 gold pills. Sean Joe, another cookie. Murph Huzar, thank you for the can. Trump Red Pill 1 with a cookie and says late fee. Thank you very much, Trump Red Pill 1. And then Trump Red Pill 1, another cookie. Thicray with a cookie says Space Shot, Matrix, anybody catch that fight? Conor McGregor, a lot of people lost the bet. Yeah, we hit on that earlier. I found out about it when I woke up and I saw what happened. Like, that's wild. That's funny, though. Red Gun 51, thank you for the 117 gold pills. Sean Joe with another cookie. Ms. Information with another cookie. And then back up just like you. No thanks, Joe. Save for last. Let's see. Thank you, No thanks, Joe, for that cookie. And says, hey, my man, Matrix, happy chilled Sunday. You guys are doing another great show. I'm a little busy after the storm last night, but no repairs, just cleanup. But wanted to get you a cookie, and it's virtual, so it will fit in your eating. God bless. Be safe all. Absolutely. Thank you very much. No thanks, Joe. And then, of course, everybody smack that red pill, smack that thumbs up. Both sides of the aisle on Rumble, on the pilled side, both sides, and, of course, on YouTube for Mr. Space Shot as well. Don't forget to do that.
Yes. Thank you very mucho, sir. And you guys keep doing this. We'll never get out of here. I won't complain, though. Jules Patriot dropped in another $1 Rumble rant. Says, Trump posted an F-35 on Truth Social. No, he didn't. Nuh-uh. But no, to her point there, it would be 3:55, would be add 12 because it's PM, so 15:55. Says, no name absent. Well, he's very absent. And end near? I got a feeling, I don't know, I think we're going to get a big shock or something coming soon.
No name, end near. Look at the drop numbers, 15:55. Okay, hang on a minute. No name we talked about earlier. What's his nuts now dies. Look who I combined together. So we had the end near.
He was with him all the time.
Okay.
Even Marco was there as well.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, good find there, Jules. And I did take a look at that, and he's had 2 posts since then. Oh, wait, where did I go? Let me go back there. President Trump's had 2 posts since then. Thank you to Ben Dominic for the great things he's been doing. Nice to be recognized. More importantly, it's really great that Lindsey Graham is being so respectfully honored. Greatly deserves it. President Donald J. Trump. And then we read this one earlier. I thought, okay, he retruthed it. So basically saying they request half flags for Lindsey Graham, and look at the timing on that one. Perfect, 17 minutos. But yes, dude, that is just badass. Woo! Well, great show, Matrix, and thank you, wonderful world patriots out there, for hanging out with us. I will be live back tomorrow with Mr. Machiavelli for a show you may have heard of called Hold the Line. So 7 p.m. tomorrow Eastern, and 7 p.m. on Tuesday as well. So new schedule, guys. I'm gonna maybe try to screw this up a little bit, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12-1-1. Monday, Tuesday, 7-7. The thing is, I think Joe usually go live on Friday afternoons? Because I texted him the day before this Friday. He said he was. So that's why I went from 12 to 2.
Rambo?
Yeah, but then he didn't. So I don't know if he usually does. He says
he normally does. If he's not on at his normal time on Fridays, then something's up. He canceled for some reason.
Yeah, I think he had to cancel for some reason. So, I wanted to be able to make it easy, but then if I do that, then I'll only do a 1-hour show on every Friday. Maybe I'll do that and just do a chit chat with you guys and read the chat for an hour. But 12-1-1. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12-1-1. Monday, Tuesday, 7-7. You going live later today, brother, or are you done for the night?
Well, see, Omazon is on right now live. I'm going to be double rating Omazon on my side. And as far as that's okay, we're going to quadruple rate Omazon then. Awesome sauce. I love that. But no, I'm going to be, don't see myself going live tonight. If I do, though, that means
French agriculture is.
Whoa.
Sorry. That's your buddy. And he's got some very loud sounds.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, if I do, there's probably a reason for it. Because now that I'll have time after the show's over to look at Lindsey Graham. If I come on, it'll be to throw out some decodes or something. But I don't see myself going live tonight. So tomorrow night, me and Omazon on my channel for our normal Monday show, Foxcoms and whatnot. And I'll figure out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. My Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are now open. So I'm figuring out what I'm still doing on those days. But I think Wednesdays is going to become a decode day for some reason. So. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure that all out right now because I want getting away from Fox News, using my time wisely, basically. Still giving decodes out, but also getting on other subjects that I love to cover, like dragons, DMT, and the Templars, everybody. So.
Oh, yes, and thank you. Yes, still Table of Titans on Thursdays, G-Font, sorry. Thank you for the reminder. So, yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12/1/1. Monday, Tuesday, 7 p.m. And then Table of Titans, always Thursday evenings at 9:30 p.m. So, yes. But thanks for the reminder. No, definitely. But great show, brother, as usual. Please do us a favor and click that thumbs up on every platform you guys are watching on. Help us out. Get on that leaderboard again. Thank you to the mods out there. We do greatly appreciate your help as well. And for you guys and gals, for Matrix and myself, we do appreciate each and every one of you wonderful world patriots for tuning in out there. And until that next one, thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Peace.
Peace.
Boom.
Hello, guys. Something special is happening in here. That's right, it's brackets and jackets, bringing it back for brackets and jackets. Special Epstein Island edition. That's right, folks, Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, the man with the island, which is suspiciously close to Haiti. That's right. You see, this man, Jeffrey Epstein, is funding lots of people. He's funding lots of people on the street to make sure his shit doesn't get out. That's right. They want the record sealed. And they're paying a lot of people. Epstein's paying a lot of people. Oh, boy. For one, he's got a whole Mossad media matrix in America. And I would bet you anything that Alex Jones is one of them. Prove me wrong. That's right, Cappy's in the portal. Cappy's in the portal. Cappy's in the building with songs about Epstein. It's Breakfast Jacket's Epstein edition. Guys, I had some epiphanies today. I had some real big epiphanies about some guys. A big network of guys and spies and lies and liars. All right, think about this for a minute, okay? The guy in Portland, the scientist that just got busted for producing CP, that guy is 1 degree of separation away from Epstein. Epstein, the investor that lives in West Palm Beach, Florida. I know a guy who lives in West Palm Beach, Florida as well. Investor as well. Also involved as well. And all is not well with these guys. The Florida boys, the Glow boys, the Scott Israels of the world. You see, Epstein is Hillary Clinton. And Epstein is Haiti. And Epstein is a big network of media assets. By the way, did you know that Steve Bannon was going to that guy for money? Also, Epstein is Epstein Oprah. Epstein is Chris Tucker. You remember him. Epstein is also Kevin Spacey. Epstein is also Prince Andrew. Epstein is also. Who else is Epstein? Who else is Epstein? Tell me. You guys know? Who else is Epstein? Is Epstein Big Pharma? Is Epstein Bryan Singer? Is Epstein Naomi Campbell? Yep, all of the above. All of the above. Who is Epstein? Epstein is the keystone of a whole motherfucking matrix. And once you pull it out, it all falls down. Dersh was there too. That's right, we're dropping red pills every day. Dropping red pills in the best kind of way. This is brackets and jackets for the denizens